Hello and welcome, everybody. Put one in the chat if you can see and hear me. Let's get it rocking and rolling up in here. Trying to get my buttons going. There we go. There you guys are, right over there in the chat. We're going to get some Satisfactory going on tonight. And we are going to find out that time is the ultimate power. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Again, thanks for the one in the chat. We're rocking this, everybody. I've been trying to figure out how come my darn OBS is so slow. So I've been working on it. Little by little, and then I gotta solve everybody else's problems. My wife's watch is not working. I got one of those Apple watches, and it just doesn't work. Can't get it to update. Can't get it to do anything. Just been fooling with it for like the last hour and a half instead of sleeping, which is what I should have been doing. I got woke up this morning as well. My wife woke me up yesterday, day before. I'm just getting no sleep at all, everybody. I'm having the roughest sleep time. So I don't know how long I'm going to last. But then again, the second I get into games like this, it's like time goes by like that. So we'll see. That's what happened to me yesterday when I was playing some Astroneer. Before I knew it, man, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Went for a real long stream right there. That's for sure. So we're going to get into it, everybody. We're going to see how we did. We basically set up a bunch of things to run last Wednesday and let it run to see if it would do it itself while I was not even around. Because it's going to automatically run the factory on the server 24/7. So we should have a ton of resources. We should have a bunch of stuff done. We had queued stuff up for our space elevator. We're going to check on all of that. We're going to get all of that take a look at. And I think it's going to be awesome. That's why I like playing on the server, because I can just let it run, which is awesome. Here comes Paul bringing that love in right down there. And, of course, the wonderful Caveman Mox as well, hanging out. Appreciate my awesome mods backing me up here on the stream. Hold on. I always got to fix this. Fix this darn thing. Every time I open up OBS, I got to redo my stuff. That's what I got to do. There we go. All right. I've just been turning a bunch of stuff off to see if it makes it more efficient on my stream, because my stream has been lagging like crazy since I went to OBS 28. It's just been an absolute nightmare. But hey, we're here to play some games, not talk about technical stuff. We're gonna get into it. Let's go. Now, this is what you want to see, everybody. You want to see all your stuff stopped. And you're like, Kismet, you don't want to see it stop. You want to see it running. You want to see it making you a bunch of resources. No, not in this case. In this case, you want to see that it is actually run so much stuff that it actually cannot fit anymore in there. I can tell you right now, just look up in that upper right-hand corner. It has made all of our phase 2 objectives up there while we were out, and it probably took like 4 or 5 days to do it, but it got it done, and there we go. And I can see right down here that this wiring right here is stopped all the way down into there. We can see that the our other frameworks here, versatile frameworks, have stopped, which means that is backlogged. All of the resources have backlogged back into their boxes and most likely filled up that entire box. Also, by the way, some of these we double stack too. There's a full box there. We got a full box there, and don't forget, boom, up on the top as well. We got lots and lots of sexy resources. Rocking and rolling over here. Backlogged all of those. Nice into the bigger box. 2 boxes of those. Wow, okay. And then bunch of rotors going all over the place here. We've also got our concrete nice and backlogged. That's pretty sweet. Which means also is backlogged way down to where I'm actually doing the concrete. We got some plates right there. Up here, same thing. Full thing of plates. This is what I like to see. And then we jump down here, and let's see what we got going down here. We got a box of screws there, and a box of screws there, and a box of rods over there. Very nice. I think this was just a temporary box with the stuff. Yeah. All right, that's just our biofuel there. So we are styling and profiling. Now, one of the other things that we wanted to do, make sure that we do a whole bunch of, is our is our steel and stuff, which is way down at the end over there. Where's my hypertube at? Oh, over this way. Huh. Oh, that's right, I put it up on top of my hub. I forgot I even put it there. I put them in different spots each time, everybody, but we'll go up here on top of the hub. Let's go. And now also what we want to see is we want to see boxes and boxes of all the stuff that we got going over here as well. Now I can tell you it's already got a bunch of this right here because I can see that it's stopped up here, but it's still running in there, which means that it is backlogged here. So it's stopped on this beam, but this one's still running down and still running that power over there. But this has a full box of coal now, which is pretty sweet. This come over here. We got a full box of stators. Another full box of this, which is our beams and our poles. These are poles here, steel pipes, I mean. And these are steel rods. And then over here, of course, look at this. Encased industrial beams. But check it out. We doubled them up, everybody. We doubled them up. So now we got 2 boxes of each of those. So all the boxes on the top are also full. And this is what you want. This is using the power of time. So you can just let it run. It backlogs you an insane amount of resources. And then what it does, it just turns all that stuff off. When it can't make any more, it'll just come to a complete stop and stop those resources. And you can see we even have this diverting, and even this is stopped, right? So this is diverting its way across here and down in there. Same thing with our concrete here. That's coming way up here, right to here. You can see that we've got a box full of concrete there, and another box over that way where we first started. So we have 3 boxes of concrete. And then we got this running right down into this box, which means that this box is also full. So that's 3 boxes. This box over here I don't think is being used, so we can just probably take that one out at this point. Whoop, like that. And there we go. So now we have a ton of extra resources, and that's what we want. Because now we can go to, we can finish phase 2 and we go to the next phase, getting it going on. Maybe get some trains going on today. We'll try. We'll see what's up with that. So let's go ahead and start the night off by coming over here and launching the space elevator. Let's seal that sucker. And let's send it. Cool every time. Every single time, everybody. I've done that hundreds of times. It's cool every time. All right, now one of the cool things is that one of our new objectives is also one of the objectives that we've already done. As you can see right over there in the upper right-hand corner, I don't know, maybe you can't see, but what it's doing right now is actually feeding some of this into the space elevator. Let's get over here. Some of the stuff that was in the previous one is also in the next one. So all the extras that we had, looks like easily over 100 of them, are now being fed. So we're already 100 into the next phase 3. And I'm just going to let that run. And that's just going to keep filling that in and filling that in and filling it in. And plus we have so much backlog of resources, we know that it's going to run at its highest speed that it can for now. Now this one over here, this automated wiring, we'll just go ahead and leave that there for now and come back to that later on. And look at this. This is as far as we've gone so far in this playthrough. Now, I played through the game 30, 40 times, everybody, many, many times. But what we're doing right now is we're just trying to get our basics going. We're trying to get it so we can expand, have an infinite expandability in each thing that we set up. So that we can just kind of let that stuff run for a long time and don't have to worry about it. So we'll have all the stuff that we need when we need it. Now, right now, we've unlocked the next tiers, so we should be able to go over here and unlock some new stuff right in here. And now we've got our oil processing, so we can start doing our oil extraction, our industrial manufacturing, our alternative fluid, gas mass, and so on. Now, one of the things about doing this higher level is the fact that you actually have enough to get the first one going, but this one you don't, because you have to do the oil first. This is one of the few tiers where you have to do that first item first, and then it'll unlock your ability to do plastic and all of those things afterwards, and then you're going to need all the plastic for that and the rubber and whatnot. So we got to start on that right away. So we're going to select that as a milestone. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to grab a bunch of this loot again. Oh, actually up here. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? This way. Let's go ahead and go up here. And run back out here and get a bunch of this stuff. Get it going on. Follow Charlie question. Did you use a radio called dwellers as super dwellers or plan to breed super dwellers with super dweller? What's better? I don't do any of those things. I just, whoever's there, I just pair them all up with each other. I have 175 dwellers, and out of 175 dwellers, I think I have 3 that are from cards. So 2 of them are legendary, 1 of them is an epic, or maybe 4, I can't remember. It was like 4 maybe that was epic. So out of that 175, 171 is from the original dwellers that you get. Because you can still keep having parents have multiple children, right? Even if they coupled up before, those parents can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children. You can have as many children as you want. Because that couple's not coupling with their children, they're coupling with each other. So they could have 15 children if they wanted to, if you think about it. So yeah, I don't use the radio room. I feel like the radio room just attracts death claws and just makes it really difficult for you to get anything done. So I don't bother. I don't bother with the radio room. But hey, if you like using it, you go ahead. More power to you. All right, heading back. Let's go. Heading back. Yeah, I was just streaming it. Earlier today. I streamed for about an hour. I usually try to stream between about 4 and 5 p.m. At the end of Fallout 76. Though sometimes it runs over. Sometimes I'm, doing other things. You know how it goes. Taking care of that stuff. Taking care of what I got to take care of. All right, I got way too many of those on. There we go. Let's get a bunch of this over here. Right over there. And put those ones back that are too much. So we need 500. We need 100 there. We need 500 there. We got more than enough of that. And then we got to find out where the heck our motors are. If I was a motor, where would I be? Let's go look way over here. Am I even making motors is the question. There's the real question. So this is making modular frames. And stators and rotors have to come together to make motors. So there's our stators. And they're running into here. But I don't think I'm making any motors right now. I think I have to make them myself. Now that I think about it. Let's go try to make some. Let's see. Motors. Yes. And then we need our stators. But I was making stators for something. There's some stators there, and these stators are making... Oh, they're making the automated wiring. Oh, well, that's cool. Because we can just go in and change it to motors. And then we'll take this out. Right there. And then we just run our motors... Our rotors over here. Yeah, right here. Do a little bypass. I like doing these little bypasses. They're awesome. Retooling the factory to do something different than what it did before. I find that incredibly fun. All right, that'll get those rotors in there. At least I think it will. Let's see if we got some rotors coming down the line. Doesn't look like it. But I can't see. Why are those? Oh, those are plates. Wrong. Wrong one. Got it back. Got it mixed up. Oh, and here I go dropping stuff. Got them mixed up. Too much rotors. Let's put those back in there. All right, we got to pick up all this junk dropping on the ground. Let's take this out of the way. Stuff dropping on the ground. All right, that was my bad. That was the wrong thing. Doing the wrong thing. All right. This is going that way. Let's attach it back where it was. So this, I think, was going like that. There we go. And this one, go up like that. Making a mess. There we go. All right, now we got that together. Let's get this box in here. Right there. That's because there's 2 boxes there. That threw me off. I used to only have 2, but now I've got 3 boxes across, and there's 2 boxes of the same thing. So that's why I did the wrong one, but I realized it in time, luckily. And now we should see some rotors coming down here. Yeah, there we go. And those rotors are going to go in there at 10 per minute. That should be good enough. We'll take these out, and then we'll go ahead and put them right into here. A little too close. There we go. Right in here, and this will go ahead and start producing a bunch of motors for us. Now again, in this particular playthrough, my goal is just to speed along the different levels, right? To do as much as we possibly can. And you can see that I've got a bunch of rotors and stators going in there as well. And since I already had the stators run, that made that a lot easier. I didn't have to rerun that or mess with that. But I can come over here while those are running. Of course, I put all those rotors back. Where did I put them? In here? Nope. I'll put them back somewhere in this box. In this random box. There they are. Okay. Actually, I don't need all of them. Put some of those back. There we go. And again, while that's making some of the motors, we can make some on our own. Now, we can actually make motors faster than it can make it, right? We can make these 50 motors in the time that it's going to make 10. So we're going to be 5 to 10 times faster. Chinese chicken. Yes, that is true. So yeah, we can make these way faster. So I'm going to go ahead and let these run. And then our goal is to let these motors run. And then while we're letting these run, we're going to go set up all of our oil. And we got a long way to go. We got to redo all of our oil again. But no worries, we'll get her done. We'll get it all done, get it going. Let's do it. It's not making any noise. It usually is going ding, 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 ding. I'm just not hearing it. It's weird. And we need, how many? 50. Now what we could also do is, while we're waiting for these to run in the machine, we can also go in and just be running all the lines and doing all of that. But I like to get it unlocked first before I go and start doing any infrastructure. That's just the way I am. Then it's like you do one stage and you move to the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. This way you know you got that on lock, you got it taken care of, and you're good. Almost there. Wow, we're making exactly the right amount. Whoa, it's already done 793 of the 2,500 frames we needed up there. Wow. Oh, I did 800 now. We're a huge stride ahead on that. There we go. We got that 50 that we need. Let's turn around, feed this right into here, and we good. And that's what's so cool about letting it run on the server right there, is when you come back,
Milestone reached.
a ton of
Oil
stuff.
acquisition and refining unlocked. Oil-based products can now be made. The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refinery. Caution. This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
All right, so we got that launched. It's going to be a while till it comes back, and there's not really much we can unlock in here without those next level items. You can see here, look, rubber in that one. This one uses rubber and fuel. This is one of the few that we could probably potentially try to make. The heavy modular frames. If we turn around and look at the heavy modular frames, we've got the resources for that. Computers is the tougher one. Do we have computers in here? Not unlocked those yet. We haven't unlocked those yet. But computers would be the tougher one. But heavy modular frames, those I can do. Now, before I start running out there to do all this stuff, what we'll want to do is go ahead and clear our to-do list. And then what we'll want to do is get our stuff ready here. So we're going to need a refinery. In fact, we're going to need 3 of those. We're going to need an oil extractor as well as a bunch of piping down here. So we're just going to click a bunch of these various different pipes to get that going. We're going to need to, maybe we should just run our pipeline to start with. We'll run a few of those. Let's see. We're going to need some conveyor belts and all of that. A fluid buffer. Maybe. I really need a fluid buffer. Probably not. Probably not for that. Let's see. Hypertubes, entrances, stackables. Let's get all that going as well. We're going to need a bunch of power. So we'll hit a few of those up. And there we go. Now we got a big long list of stuff that we're going to need over here. Why is that not showing me the materials for that? Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, wasn't showing me. All right, so we got everything except for the steel beams and the motors that we're going to need, pretty much. I think all that other stuff is looking good. Maybe more, definitely more copper sheets. So what we'll do is we're going to stock up with all this stuff. Now, great. Another way of stocking up on this stuff, by the way, is to go in and use your vehicle as well. You do have a vehicle that you can make and drive around and do those vehicles as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and move all this stuff that I know I'm not going to need out of my inventory. I'll probably need some rotors, but probably not that many rotors. I think all the rest of this stuff is good. Definitely going to need a lot more concrete. Let's get that going on. Now, I find that sometimes what you got to do is you got to make multiple trips because you're not going to have enough of this, that, or the other thing. I constantly am running out of stuff. Where's my concrete? This way. Constantly running out of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and stock up. Whatever I have a small stack, I'm going to put that back. We got lots of plates. We got lots of that. And again, we're going to run our stuff. We're going to need to get steel beams. What do we do with our steel beams? I don't think we stocked up with steel beams. Here? No. All right. And I might want to take this down from up here. I have to crawl up there every time. All right. Go ahead and do our hypertubes. Let's say right here. Our entrance in. Connect our power supply, and boom, we're out of here. Okay, now I already know where the oil is because we've run it multiple times, and we do need to tap into a bunch of this water over here. We're probably going to move all of our power over to that water at some point and just run all of our stuff over there. But what I'm going to do is build another hypertube, which is going to take me the rest of the way, and then basically eventually all the way out to where I want to end up. Now I can put the hypertube up here, but eventually I know that I'm going to actually be taking a bunch of this stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead and just say right here, We'll put an entrance. We'll run some power. Do we have a power line over here we could use? Nope, not there. That one over there. All right, great. Oh, wait, no. Let's not use that one because I got to use that one to extend the power. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Now what we can do is just take this and we can drag it as far as we want it to go. And I like to do kind of like you would do with trains. You would create a little stop, right, where you could get out of it if you wanted to and stop and do whatever you need to do in that particular section. So I'm going to get this to lock in there. There we go. And run that to there. And that there. Get the general idea. And cross there to right there. I can take these out now. Those are obsolete. Right there. All right. And we need this one so we can extend this on. And we can plug that right into there. So now when I want to come up here to work on my coal power, we're good there. And then another one I'm going to go ahead and put right over here. And then what I'm going to do is kind of run it that way toward the other water on the other side. What we'll want to do also is kind of bring this up over. So I'll go ahead and do something maybe more like that. Hit that, bring that up. And then we'll run this nice and far. As far as it'll let us get away with. And yes, you can slide underneath those. Alright, let's say right here. Fred, of course, in the way as normal. And all right, this one's going to go up above here, and we're going to run it up above and eventually toward the waterfall over there. Or what we could do even better is we could go ahead and run it right off of here. And we're going to turn our zooping on. We're going to run this straight over. I think it goes straight over from here. Have some trees in my way there, but I could always chop those down. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right. I kind of changed my mind on this. I think I'm going to run it around the front this time. Usually I run it around the back, but I just thought, why not just run it around the front? Let's do something different. So I come out here. Might want to back this one up as well. And say, maybe end up right there. Go here. There. This one to this one. We've already got these power lines going here, so we can go ahead and just go like that. And put the entrance. Nope, not enough power there. What we should do is do something more like this, where we pull that power line and we'll put it on this side. Connect that one and that one. There we go. And then just run this on the front side. Now I could just use the built-in lifters, but you'll see why later on that these things will be super useful. Or actually here just in a minute. There we go. So now on this particular one, what I actually want to do is eventually I want to bring the oil back to where I'm at. We'll want to use a train to go get it, or I can just run the oil back to get started. So I think in this particular playthrough, I'm going to run it back. Now, one of the things that I don't want to do is I don't like the hypertubes on the low level And then I go to put, say, a line run here. Let me get my my pole line run right here, my stackable poles. This is for pipes. So see, you can see they're like at the same height. Or I could put it on top. But I don't like to put the stuff on top because when you're riding in the hypertube, you can't see what the heck you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the pipe first and then go from there. And normally what I do is I build it way over there at the node, but since I'm going to be running this anyway, I can just go ahead and start it as a pipeline. Or, oh wait, I could just start this one as the hypertube and then just have the pipeline end over there. Ooh, that's an even better idea. All right, hold on. Better idea. All right, let's do this. So we'll run this one again, about the same distance, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to go to number 4. And we're going to make a custom set of things. So number 1 is going to be the power pole. Number 2 is going to be for the pipe one. Number 3 is going to be for our transport. There we go. And then number 4 is going to be the hypertube because we want to do the top one first. And number 5 is going to be for the pipeline. There we go, because that's going to be the bottom one. All right, there we go. So we got that going. So let's go ahead and pull our power forward as well. Let's say right there. And again, the first thing we're going to do is our pipe. That's why, by the way, I'm leaving it over a little bit so I can put the power on the end like that. And then the top one's going to be the hypertube. So right here, we're going to say, all right, we'll get the hypertube, we'll run it up to here. And that's pretty much what we want to do.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
All right. Now we'll go ahead and grab this. And we'll just keep going this way until we find some oil. All right. Let's say right here. First, we'll put a power pole. And then number 2. Number 3, we'll do number 4, which is going to be the top one, which is going to be the hypertube. Then number 5, which is the bottom one, which is going to be the pipe. If it lets me do it here. Yep, oh, it's got it. Pipe is too long. Really? Oh, that's right. Pipe can only go just like a conveyor. I forgot. Hold on. Let's take this out. I forgot. That's right. So the pipe can go less distance than the hypertube, so we're going to have to put an extra pipe one right there. And so we'll do, again, hypertube over the top. Easy peasy. And then pipe to here. Pipe to there. Now I'm actually not piping it that way. I'm actually going to be piping it back this way. So I don't have to really worry about it in the long run. So again, let's do the pipe this time. So it tells us what our distance is to put down the first one. And again, we're trying to run over here toward these waterfalls. I see a bunch of this stuff in my way. And it's got to go. Kamikaze! Oh, out the way. Out the way, tree. Sometimes it's hard to get these trees from up here. You got to jump down and get them from down there. Uh-oh. Where's the other one? Smoked. Trees are still going bye-bye. Watch me take care of this rock. Because it AoE, so it takes out the rock as well. Who needs no stinking nature in their games, everybody? It's my job, as part of Fix It Corporation, to eliminate all natural wonders on this planet. To suck it dry of all natural resources. And I shall do my job well. Alright. No more trees in our face. Instead of running all the way back, we're going to go ahead, do a little of this action. Now, you used to have to use your double thing for this to help you climb your way up there, but now you got zooping, so that's a lot more awesome. Side dot. So we can get back up here and get this running. Take this out. All right, back to work. Back to work. Okay, it's just a little too far. We'll go right here. There. Power pole can go to the next one. This can go to there. Let's say here. Whole lot of rinse and repeat. Just keep bringing that power forward. Keep bringing all the stuff forward. I don't like to be too close to the edge because the mobs can try to come off at you. But my goal is just to go straight into here. Now, last time I went that way and I went into there. I think this way I'm going to see if I can get... pretty lucky here and just go right at the water level. Does look like it's going to need to go up a little bit at some point. But let's just run this and see how this looks. If I have to bring it up, I'll bring it up. But I'm literally just going to run it at the water level this time. And then what I can do is I can put water extractors on each side. And I can just run the coal over here. Running the coal over here is easier than running the water over there. Let's do a bunch of zoop into this stuff. I gotta go way this way. In fact, I gotta go so far this way that I'm actually gonna run into the edge of the map. Yeah, see, I'm eyeballing it as it's gonna be too low. It's gonna go right into the water. All right, I think that's probably good right there. Let's just bring it up a whole step. See how I like that? Yeah, maybe a little too much. Let's try a smaller one. See if we can get it just into the thing. Now, actually, it's better if you have it down in the water a little bit because you have that extra bit of natural thing where the water's going down. And we are a little bit too high there. All right, so maybe a little less. A little less is a little more. Take that out. Take all these out. All right, so let's just run it in there and see how we look. Oh, wow, that's actually perfect. What you want to do is still be standing on the platforms and not actually be in the water. And this is shallow water right here. So I can walk around it. But I don't think it's going to let us put our water extractors here. I don't think it's going to be deep. Oh, it is deep enough. Huh. That doesn't seem deep enough to me. My guy's standing in there. Hey, I'm not going to argue with it, everybody. I can literally just put a whole bunch of water extractors over here and just run a massive ton of water back there. That's perfect. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. I wonder if you can run train tracks on that. Oh, that's why I should bring it up, because of the train tracks. Here's what we'll do. We'll run the center one up over, so I don't have a problem with train tracks later. So we're going to do all this work. We might want to watch out for that. But we can always do this. We can always run this down the side like that. And see, grab the water from those side ones. And then from these up here, this will be a kind of an elevated train just over the top of the water. Yeah, that's cool. And then when I'm running the water back, it's not going to have an elevation. One of the problems with putting it in the water is sometimes you have to run it up. And when you're running it up, of course, you have a head lift that you don't want to do. But when you put it in the water and you run it down a little bit, it's actually getting a positive drop in the water pressure, or in that, actually the air pressure that pushes it. But it will actually make its way all the way that way without a pump. I don't even need a pump. I could run it all the way to the other side with 0 pumps, which is awesome, which is the whole trick of why I'm doing that in the first place. All right, we got to go back and we got to keep bringing our stuff because we don't get all the way to the end. And we can come, I mean, you can do this 100 different ways. You could just make the foundations first and then come back and do this part, or you can do the other part, whatever you want to do. I like to, as I go along, oh, I forgot to get the steel beams too. As I go along, I like to have the hyper tube come with me. This way, at any point where I'm running out of resources, I could always back up a length of hyper tube, put an entrance in there, and then travel back and get more resources. That's why that's super useful. I also could be using my car, which I don't have yet, to be going even faster here than just, walking along. I'm walking back here. But I feel like if you're bringing the hyper tube forward, you're doing the right thing. I'm getting it going. And you see I have it separated enough from here so mobs aren't going to attack me. And I have it elevated on there. Now you can go and build foundations and build that stuff. I found that makes it take like 1,000 times longer and really doesn't add any more benefit because you always come back and change those foundations later on. So it really just sucks up a lot of your time for no big benefit, I find. But then again, if that's your thing, go ahead. I've tried it. I've done a playthrough where I was putting foundations in as I went. I really, really did not like it. I felt like I was wasting most of my time doing that, and I ended up coming back fixing it anyway later on. And we are definitely going to run out of resources, that is for sure. I always suggest to do the one on the top first. It's just easier. I'm out of steel beams by 1. And again, this is what trip you up. So we're gonna go ahead and just put that down right there. Let's go ahead and make number 6 an entrance. There we go, and then we'll just run the power back to this. There, just run right back. Way faster than I could walk or even drive. Now, the train can go as fast as the hypertube. You can actually make the hypertube go even faster if you want to. But in my case, I just use it so I can get back to my base. Whoa, I forgot to put the corner edge on that. We forgot to put this little spot in there. Yeah, this is on the wrong side. This into there. There we go. All right. And then we'll put this on this side. Okay. And then back. Oh, wait. We don't need to go back. We need to go right here. No, we got to go back halfway. And that does not have an entrance. Or it's not connected. Yes, no entrance there. So entrance. Run the power back to this. And there we go. And there's what we need right there. We're going to sort that out. Maybe make a little storage box here temporarily for all this other random loot that I don't want to lug around right now. There we go. A whole bunch of this. A lot of that. And while we're here, we might as well go back for our other stuff. Just got the code. Thank you, Kismet. Well, thank you, Brando. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you letting me know. Take off runway? Yeah, there you go. You can actually get it really spinning and going. Hey, Olaf, what up? There you are, right down there. And thank you, Brando. You're welcome, man. Sorry that code didn't work, but I just give you another code. I have a giant list of codes for random giveaways, and so when they don't work, I just give somebody another one. I appreciate you letting me know. All right, let's go ahead and get a bunch of this. We're going to need an absolute ton of these for what we're up to. Let's see. And again, yet again, we forgot to get our steel beams, but over here, this should have made us a bunch of motors by now. How many does it got? Ooh, mama, it's got a whole bunch. All right, let's grab some serious stacks of that. And we've got some plates there that we can probably get rid of. We have a stack of 4. Get that out of there for now. Too much wire, I think. We're actually going to be running a lot of wire. Let's take that. A lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of plates. They're concrete looking. All right, well, I think we're okay for a second. Let's get that steel beam on the way out as well. Again, see how I have it stopping where I can pick up my resources. And so this is going to go down here. It's going to stop right by these resources, and then I'll go a little bit more and so on. I like to have these little stops. It does help a lot. I typically don't like my inventory to be full, but because this starts getting really, really far away from my base, I do like to stock up. And you can even go all the way over there, make a box, drop a bunch of resources, and then come back, get a bunch more, and then put a bunch more over there. That does help as you go along. You can also get your vehicle, and I could bring the vehicle, and I could drive it right up here. And as I go along, I could bring the vehicle down the road. But I don't really want to do that because then I have to micromanage the vehicle on top of what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. We're dropping loot. Oh, and it dropped it up on top there. I didn't want to do that. No dropping the loot. No weeging the juice. All right. Hate to leave that there, but I'm going to. All right, let's keep going. And this is quite the journey. This is what... Again, normally I don't run the pipeline. Normally I go out there, I make a hyper tube all the way out there. But since I'm doing this, I might as well run the pipe, and then I can just run all the stuff back to me, and I have to keep running out there to pick up the stuff. And eventually I'm going to want to run it anyway. That actually doesn't go there. We're going to skip over. Yeah, we're going to skip over to the next one. Pipes are very much like your conveyor belts, that they can only go so far. They only go about half distance from your hypertubes and your wires. But it's just so awesome how precise you can be, though. See that? And then I can zap that one from way over there. Run that there. Grab this, run it right to there, and just rinse and repeat. And I could count as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I find it's way easier just to pretend like you're going to put it down and then just back up one like that. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I hope you guys don't mind, because this is going to take a while. So settle in. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself a snack. We're going to make it happen, Captain. We're going to get this done. Oh. What the heck? Am I out of something? Huh, that was weird. Didn't want to put that down. Hyper tube. And then pipeline. Another thing about this game is very relaxing. Just chill out, do your thing, keep building, get your stuff rocking. I go into like build mode sometimes. Man, it just does not want to do that on the first try. What the heck? Come on, brother. There we go. Yeah, just kind of relax, take it easy. With anything that's repetitive, that you got to do over and over again, the best thing is not to think about it as a whole, but in its singular part. So you do the first part, the second part, and the third part. You get the general idea. Because if you think of it as the whole, you're going to very quickly burn yourself out from that project, and it's going to seem harder than it really is. So you got to really just say, okay, I'm going to take it one little step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have it done. I do this in real life. This is also very much like graphic design. Graphic design is very repetitive in a lot of the stuff you have to do, and you have to do it right every single time to get it right. And so you start with your basic text, your basic graphics, and then you embellish upon that, and so on. I'm going to get in the zone here, everybody. Now, if you do have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I never mind. I'm just going to stay focused. Now, when you're going up like this, what I like to do is I like to put, wherever I'm rising up, I'll put an extra one right here. Just to make it easier for me to rise that up and over. Same thing with the hypertube. We will rise that up into there. And then also same thing with the power. Even though the power and all that stuff is fairly close together, we'll do it anyway. It just makes it easier for when you add all the other ones down the road. All right, let's keep her going. And we're going to go out here until we run into the radiation. That's when we know we're there. And this one, again, I'll just pull this one forward. And I'm actually going to measure this next one by the hypertube itself, which looks like about right there. Let's run those out. Because the pipeline should end up about the same spot. So right there, let's check. Yeah, right about there. All right. We'll go right there. I find this stuff fascinating, everybody. I find it absolutely fascinating. Finding the right lengths, finding the right stuff, how to do it most efficiently. All of that kind of fun stuff. Again, normally this goes faster because I'm not doing the pipeline as well. But in this case, I'm going to try it, see how I like it. Come on. There we go. Okay, now imagine how much water we can line up right here. A lot. A lot. We could get a lot of water. The way we know we did everything right is if everything reaches. If everything can reach from the one before to the next one, we know we're doing it right. We're actually going to end up way over that way. Way over there. But we want to run this straight this way for right now. Alright, now we're going to get this. Keep on going. Man, that thing does not want to hit it on the first try. Come on. Gotta kind of wait an extra second for that that light, that power to kick in. Probably a server lag thing more than a game thing. Oh, there it was. All right, we found the edge. Let's take some of these out. All right, let's say that one right there. So we'll take this one out. And we'll put up a wall. Or not. Put up a wall. There we go. When we bump into that wall, we don't take damage. All right, now, that away. And we'll just turn the corner here. And we'll run it. And you know what? I feel like running on that left side. Let's just keep going on the left side. Doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. It matters to me. Hypertube around the corner. Just around the corner. And onward. And this is only possible because I did backlog a ton of resources before we started on this, so that's going to help a lot. So we don't have to, wait for resources each and every time. Oh, look out. Kevin Love Train getting fired up. Who is that awesome person? Katie Wolf coming with a 7 months of sub love. Show some love in the chat, everybody. We are making a very, very long hypertube as well as a pipe network here, too. So we don't have to keep running over here every time. We'll just pipe all the oil to us and then deal with all the stuff on the other end. And this actually will allow you to actually do this without needing the train at all. It's actually more efficient, though not as fun, to run conveyors and pipes than it is to actually use your trains, because these don't require any power to run your pipes or your conveyor belts. Obviously, hypertubes require power. Those do require power. Come on. A little bit of lag or something going on there. There we go. A little touch of lag. Now you know how I'd also run a very large pipe. A very long pipe. Now I'd also run the power to keep it going. Again, the hypertube is vitally important, so if you do need to come back over here, you have to walk all the way back over here again. That's basically what we're trying to eliminate right now, is that need to have to walk all the way over here. And I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible, too, so if I do add the train later, it'll be super straight for me to use. There'll be no elevation changes or anything like that. That'll be really, really useful. There's a little bit of an elevation change over there, but I could actually soften that elevation change by using the smaller one, and use the smaller one to make it even small, even less of a grade. And that's typically what I'll do. I'll try to keep it at the smallest grade. Even if it's really long, I'll keep that grade as low as possible so it doesn't slow the train down. The speed is what's most important, I find. When it comes to trains, anyway. Oh, that's just the first one. Sometimes I lose track of which one I'm on, the middle one or the in one. Bringing your power is also very, very important, because if you do need to plug in your hypertube, you'll have your power right there. You can just plug it in and run back, grab your resources. GG, you're on to the next thing. Also good to have a lot of your inventory slots unlocked at this point as well, as that's going to help you do this a lot easier. Less trips back. Oh, man, that thing. I think it's done, but it's not. I click out too quick. Just trying to click it and move on to the next thing. Just like I can with these. Sometimes it doesn't kick in. Now, as you can see, we're going toward one of these things that has a bunch of gas on it, but we got a long way to go here. Always looks closer than it really is. Does that in real life as well, by the way. When you're out at sea. Alright, gotta give it that extra second. There we go. Ooh, it's getting foggy out here. Getting foggy. I'm surprised I haven't run out of resources yet, everybody. Apparently, we really balanced those resources pretty good in our inventory there. Normally, I would expect to run out of stuff for my pipes here. Looks like the thing I'm running out of right now is steel pipe. That's why I typically don't build this much stuff over this long of a distance, because it takes so long to run the lines. But this is going to be worth it, that's for sure. Just so I don't have to keep taking the hypertube back and forth to get the plastic, like we've done in several playthroughs now. We run all the way over here to get the plastic, and then we got to run it back. And we run all the way over here to get the rubber, and then we got to run it back. It's better just to run the oil on this particular case. Very rare is that the case, though. That you'll want to run the raw resources so far, at least the fluid resources so far. And even if it wasn't the fluid, even the other stuff would be a bit annoying. Your conveyor belts. Again, we don't want to get too close to this because we don't want to get toxified. But I think it may just work out. I think this is the first time I've just kind of run this really straight. Normally I push it out kind of where the where I know that the oil is. Oh, there it is. Yep, I ran out of stuff. All right, and again, we just backtrack, grab what we can, make a little side area here. There we go. Little entrance. Oh, I need even more. All right, so back some more. Take these out. Again, just back up just enough so that you have room for the entrance. Oh, God. Room for the entrance. Say there. And then also room for the tube and then also for the entrance. All right, off we go. Now we're going to take a ride. And this is why I have the hypertube on top. If you have the hypertube underneath, all you're looking at is you're inside the pipe. Which, if you like that, you can do that too. It looks like you're actually in the water pipe. That's why typically I put the hypertubes on the top. That lasted a good long time there. We actually did pretty well. Got a lot of that done. Again, there's like an edge of the world that you can't go beyond. You start taking radiation damage. Which is right where I'm at here. So I brought it out as straight as possible, as far out as I could, and then I put a wall there to tell me, hey, this you can't go any further in this. And again, the more times that we have to take this journey, the more of our time it takes. We don't want to take our time. We want it to take its time and bring it to us instead. Oh, this is going to be nice. I'm going to start this up and then run this. Oh, that material is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to go back for that. I can just start this up and it will bring all that oil over here. All right. Let's stock up. Okay, what else do we use up? Oh, we're almost out of plates as well. All right. Do we need any of these? You know what? Let's just take another stack. Let's go ahead and put one of those back and take 2 stacks. That back. Take just 3 stacks. There we go. Gonna need more plates. Our concrete's okay. We're definitely going to need more plates. We've got wire. We got that. Yeah. Let's get some plates. You can see that this one I have up above, so it's not interfering my hypertube again. You can actually double stack it up if you want. That also works well. I'll grab some plates here. Now, when I run out of plates, one of the cool things it's going to do is my factory's been off. So what it's going to do is just start that right back up again and make a whole bunch more plates. And then by the time I come back, there'll be a bunch more plates in there, which is cool. And then you can keep accelerating that process and keep scaling it up and scaling it up. And you're going to have to, when you get up into the upper tiers, you're going to have to really massively scale all that stuff up. Let's see, anything else that I might need here? I think we're good for now. Let's go. I wonder if you can check your to-do list over here while you're... Oh, you can. You can check it while you're going. Let's see. Copper sheets. I could have probably got some more of those. You know what? Let's be smart and get some copper sheets. That's kind of cool that you can check that while you're in the hypertube. I think I've ever tried that, or at least I don't remember trying it. And we'll just control-click that in there, and just try to put as many as I can. Maybe one less. Let's go with that. I find this the hardest thing about these type of games is having enough patience and resilience to just keep doing that repetition over and over and over and over and over. I have the greatest ability for repetition. I can do it forever. I'm never stopping because, again, I've been a graphic designer, everybody. I built so many things that were very similar to each other, very process-oriented. This, and this, and then done. And then this, and this, and done. This, and done. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Doing the first thing, the second thing, the third thing, until I get all the way to the end, and then done. And then the benefit of it is going to be massive, where I don't have to keep riding this hypertube way out here in the middle of nowhere. Now, I could actually aim the hypertube straight across if I want to and save myself that thing, but then the awkwardness of running it at an angle, which you can do. You can run all of the platforms at an angle if you want. But I always find straight is better in this case, especially when I add the train later on. We'll run a train out here just so also for access, but also for getting oil as well, just for funsies. We'll do all of that later on. Or we don't have to do it at all. We don't even have to do trains now. If we're pulling this oil from over here, we don't have to do trains until much later in the game, which is great. Because usually that's what I use the trains for, going over, getting the oil, bringing the oil back. But if I can just run it in a long tube, I don't need to worry about it. All right, and we'll take this out now because we don't need that. And we don't need, oh, look at that, leaving my stuff up there. Why you do that? Why you do that to me? So much stacking of stuff. All right, back to work. We're going to have to come back and clear all those later on. Maybe if we use enough up right now, we can grab some of it. Nope. Nope, deal with it later. Yeah, I like how this is working out. I like all of this action we got going right here. Now the good question is, where actually is our crude oil? I think it's over there. Yeah, it's over there. So this might be a good spot for a turn since we already are right here. So we could just go ahead and do this. And then we can activate a turn. I want to do 2 of them. And we'll just bring our power forward. And put a nice turn in here. Like that. Okie dokie. You're like, well, Kismet, you're going to get beyond the area in which you're going to get hit by that radiation. Actually, I'm not. because this particular side over here goes further out before it hits the radiation, where that side over there hits the radiation earlier. So if I go over here, I just happen to know that I can go further out and then try to square off on that stuff. So I only have one turn there, a turn here, and then one last turn, which will take me directly to the oil, which will be pretty sweet. We already got the thing in there. We're going power. That's what we're working on. Get that power in there first so I don't forget. Keep chaining that power. By the way, if you want to ever know if your power is working or not, the best thing to do is just to get it in there and go up to it and see if you can actually see the power structure. If you can see these lines going up and down, and you can see that, then you know it's connected. If you don't see anything and everything's down at the bottom, and sometimes you have to give it a second too to kick in, then you know you're in trouble. Right now, my max cons is 565.7. So that means I'm actually almost, if I had everything running, it would hit very close to the top of my max power. But luckily, I'm not doing any of that right now. My max power is not being used because I already have enough resources for now. That's a really nice turn there. And we'll just keep on going. And we got a ways to go, I believe. Run that way out. Now, now's a good time to just kind of keep pinging and seeing how you're lining up across. It's right there. All right. So, again, this might be a good time to just kind of finish this off first before we do too many of these. I mean, I could probably get away with another one here. Let's say here. Definitely we can get away with that one. I always feel like I'm about to fall off in the water every time I get close to it. Can't help it. It's an automatic response. Feels like I'm going to fall and die. What's your favorite game to restart? It must be some of these games because I've restarted this one 40 times. Same thing with Astroneer. Let's see, I've restarted 76 about 6 times. Man, what else? I've restarted Stardew Valley, I think, about 8 times. What else? And I'm trying to think. Fallout 4, I'm on my 8th playthrough. So I would probably say, if I had to throw it out there, I would say probably Satisfactory. I would give it to Satisfactory here because it is very, very fun to restart this game. To basically go, okay, something new? Well, let's start a new playthrough and see what happens when we use the new stuff in our new playthrough. Right? That's typically why I will start a new playthrough of something. Now, what I'm going to do is reverse engineer this, everybody. I'm going to run over here. Oh, my God. I'm nearly right on point, too. I'm going to run over here. I'm going to see how aligned I am to it. And then I'm going to run it backwards, the foundations. I'm going to run the foundations backwards to line it up perfectly. And then I'll make a perfect turn right there. But I think I'm actually fairly lined up here. Maybe off by about 1. We'll see. Now, we also got some baddies over here to deal with. See if we can lead this guy away first. What up, brother? Couldn't even see it. It's gonna be him or me, everybody. Uh-oh, here come the bees. Got a little too close to the bees. Come on, bees. Grab that loot. Run for the beach. Where are they? Over there. Yeah, I happen to know there's some barrels over here. Barrels will heal you up. Chainsaw doesn't do you any good, by the way. Oh, what the heck? I changed out my actual weapon. Hey, Fred, get over here and lend a hand, bro. All right, who do I want to take out first? Probably the bees. Let's go. I got to take care of that thing, otherwise it spawns more of them. See if I make it before I run out of health. See some more barrels over there. Ah. Oh, that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. All right. We'll take that W. Grab ourselves some more barrels here. I meant to switch this thing out. There we go. And heal ourselves up. Now, one of the things that is not supposed to happen is they're not supposed to respawn. But they do anyway. Those ones are obviously a little easier. There we go. Oh, I hear somebody else. Second one.
Breaking news from Earth. Widespread chaos.
Anna, stop being creepy.
World President urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
Why don't you stop being creepy? How about that? All right, let's run this baby. Let's see if we luck out. I think we might be good right there, too. Holy mackerel. I think that's, we're just going to call that luck, everybody. That was, I don't think I could have got any better than that on my first try. Yeah, look at that. Holy moly. That is right on it. I could probably move it over by 1, but that's okay. I'll just offset it since I already have it. Already have it rocking. Now, we want to go ahead and go reverse. So we're going to go as far as we can go until this says it can't go any further. And we're going to work from the end backwards. This is something I talk about all the time on stream, everybody. Work from the end backwards. And if you do that, it will help you line everything up much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Let's put the hypertube up here. Now, it could screw us up when we're trying to match up at the end, but it doesn't really matter. As long as it works is the important part. And this one right here, what I would do is instead of putting that on top, I would pop this over to the side a little bit here. And just put that right here, because then it's going to make it easier for you to get in to that particular one. Now, because this one's on the ground level and I can't put it up too much higher than this, we are definitely going to want a pump down here at the end. So we'll go ahead and, let's see, logistics. We'll put this as number 7. And we'll get that pump in there automatically. Now, we'll need only 1 pump, everybody, for that entire line. I know, pretty cool, right? And then we're going to go ahead and pull it back from this line back to there. And we will actually only need 1 pump. Pretty neat. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and see how far we can get away with this. I don't think we're going to make it all the way to the power pole here, but, you know, we do what we got to do. Now, I'm one of those people, everybody, that's a little bit of a stickler, so I got to take that power pole out and then put it right there. That's just how I am. I know some of you are the same way. You're just like, I know what you're talking about, Kismet. It's got to be just so. Speaking of just so, look at how the power line is going into the pipe. That's another thing that drives me crazy. I don't like that either, so we're going to go this way first. Right there. We're going to take this one out up here. And then we'll connect that first, and then we'll go ahead and run that down the line. There we go. All because of the cosmetic thing of it basically clipping through there, which I don't like. I no like the clipping. Okay, and then we're going to need to put an entrance at the end here, so we don't forget about that. So let's go ahead and put a connection in there for that, and we can try to go into it. But it ain't going nowhere because we haven't brought the line down. And now we just do the same thing, but we do it in the opposite direction. We just go this way. And now we know we got this on lock now, right? We removed the mobs. I think those mobs killed me the last time I came out and did this. They annihilated me. And then again, same thing. Just rinse and repeat until we get to the end of this row here and we be good. It's when stuff gets exciting. And the server has a little bit of lag. A little bit of latency when you're doing this on the server. It definitely feels slower when you're trying to put this stuff down. I mean, if you want it to be faster, you definitely want to play a solo game. But if you wanted to have the power of time, you want to have a server to do that. And that's what we're doing right here. We're using the power of time. And last time what we did is we queued up a bunch of stuff. We came back in. Bada bing, bada boom. All of that stuff was already done. And we got boxes and boxes of base resources. Maybe it's just me clicking and I'm... Oh, look at that. See, it went where I didn't want it to go. What the heck? What the heck now? This one, I'm just clicking down the mouse. It's causing it to go off the edge. Could be that. There we go. Takeoff runway. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, probably this one. Have you played Factory? I absolutely have. I've played it on stream, as a matter of fact. In my office, you can see it scroll by. I have all the games I've played on stream. Well, at the point in which I made that thing. I've played a whole bunch more since then. But you can actually see Factorio in there. Factorio is one of the greatest factory builders of all time. Easily, without even a second thought, everybody. It's the gold standard. If you've never played that one or you have an opportunity to snatch it up for cheap on Steam, I suggest to snatch it up and give it a go. It's really, really good. This one's actually inspired by Factorio here at Satisfactory. And many other builders. I would also say that Factorio has inspired Dyson Sphere Program, which is another one we played here on stream. Another fantastic building games. I love building games, everybody. Oh, I should put my hypertube in first. I love building games. I am a builder, everybody. Some people identify themselves certain ways. I identify as a builder. I love to build. And I've already done this like 40 times, everybody, and I enjoy it every single time. 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time. To quote some anchorman there. But you get the idea. You know when you're a builder, everybody. Everybody knows when they're a builder. They can just do this forever, and I'm that person. I can totally just keep building. I'm just going to square this off here. I can just keep building and building and building. I've made this like this so that I can do a nice little 40 or 90 degree corner turn there. So you see it'll be a perfect 90, and the same thing here with our pipeline like this. Now what we also done, everybody, is we've plugged in the power. And so if we just stand here for a minute and we start looking at this pipe thing right here, in theory, what we should start to see is some oil being pumped down this thing. But now we got a little bit of a problem, though. Because we had gone this way and stopped, and this way and stopped, now we have this connected, but we have no entrance to get into the hypertube. So we're going to go for a little bit of a walk here for a second. And I still don't have my little vehicle yet because we're zooming through the game because we're on playthrough number 40 here. So there you go. Am I reading the chat? I am reading the chat. I just read it. Are you listening? That's the question. Have you ever ran into a baddie with a jetpack on? Yes, I have, Bo. One time I was, oh, there it goes. See it start to fill? One time I was doing something and I had run this thing way up high. And I was fooling around and I fell off. And I didn't have my jetpack on, so I tried to put my jetpack on. I tried to do the thing. I used the jetpack, but boom! I hit the ground. I had barely any health, and my jetpack was resetting, and the baddie got me. And there we go, because we already run the power out there, so it's already extracting the oil and running that oil down the pipeline, and it's filling up all of the pipeline along the way, right over here. And you can see that it's running all the way back now to my original base. So all I got to do is just walk to the end, get in a hypertube, go to the end, and then build a bunch of stuff over there. And then we don't have to go back and forth 500 times like we've been doing in previous playthroughs. Enough of that. And the thing is, too, you want to see that thing all the way wide out, right? The wider out it is, the more filled that pipeline is getting. And another thing you want to do is also make a note of what your original node is. A lot of people either put it on the node or they put it on the other side. Like in this case, I would put what this original node was on the other end of the output. I would say that this is coming in at, 240 or 120 or whatever. So you don't have to run all the way back here to figure it out. And there's another oil node over on that other side over there. And I built tons and tons of different builds. Some up on top of mountains, some's on the side of mountains. So got the oil on this side, got the oil on the other side, got the oil. Sometimes there's some oil in caves that you can get as well. But what we want to do is look at our original value that's coming out of here, which is 240. All right, remember that 240. We're going to need that later. And we're out of here. That's it. We done. Now, oh, wait, hold on. Did you know you can turn around in the hypertube? You absolutely can. Just go in the opposite direction, turn your camera, go in the opposite direction. There's something else we need to look at before we leave, and that is the head lift of our pump. Right, so we want to look at our pump here, and if this head lift is above 20, you screwed. But look at this. It's going to take it all the way back to my base with barely a head lift, 2.1. Because it's just going up ever so slightly, I've kept it at that lower level, so it's not going to need as many pumps to get it all the way to the end. It's going to push that through at 240. So that's another thing you want to check before you go. And that's it. That's GG. And that's literally about 2,000 long. I remember when I first did this, I built a thing where the car would go pick it up. Right? And the cars used to be worse, but they're much better now. But I built it where the car would drive all the way out here, get the oil, and then drive it back and do the thing and whatever. And holy mackerel, it would run out of fuel all the time. And I had to go track it down and get it and bring it back and fuel it up or put some fuel in it and then get it going again and all of that. You know how it goes. But there we go. Now we eliminated that need to come back here 50,000 times. And we also made it where it's down at the water level, so we could just run opposing lines on the side here and get all of this water. We could tap into so much water here and just bring the resources out here. Just bring the coal out here. Just bring all the stuff to us out here and just run power and tons and tons of power plants. Now, of course, the funnest thing to do is to have it all together in one place, at least I think. This way you're not taking your time, because this takes time. Every time I got to run out here, that takes my time. Every time I got to run way out and get some resource, that takes my time. But if I've got it all in one place, I can keep managing it and upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. So the more you bring it back to your base, the better. But I also suggest that what you want to do is use build factories at the node and build the thing that you wanted to build and then send that thing back. Not the raw ore, but the thing that you actually want. And I've tried it both ways. I try to strike a good balance between having stuff by my base and then having stuff way out in the middle of nowhere where I have to run out there every time. All right, what are you doing over there, Fred? Standing on his hind legs, acting funky. All right, here we are, way over here by our power. Now, we're going to use some oil power here eventually, but right now we just need the basics. So we're going to go to town right over here with some zooping. I love to zoop. One of my previous playthroughs, I did 160 coal plants. It made 10,000 power. Even with the overhead of running that many plants, it was really 12,000 power, but I had 10,000 power left over just from coal power. And that was a lot of fun. That was a real fun one. Am I going to do it in this playthrough? I don't know if I feel like it. And again, we're just going to run this straight back, and eventually we're going to actually raise this whole thing back up again, so where it's all at the same level. But we'll get back to that later. Right now, we just need some space. That's it. Need some space and we need some power. So the first thing we want to do is, of course, manage our oil here. So one of the things that I suggest you do is that you use yourself a little foundation here just to kind of put stuff on it. Same thing I do with water is I put it up above so that fluid will have a natural down spiral, right? So it doesn't end up where it's not able to run it without power. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and then if we have a problem and we need to start it up again later, I love to have a little fluid buffer up here on top. All right, if I can get my... Oh, let's move it over a little bit. I should have left that there. They're going to stand on it. There we go. Fate was trying to help me there. Yeah, let's say something like that. All right, and that's going to also allow me to backlog some of this oil into there. No, I don't like that at all. Ugh. What is up with that there? What is, let's turn our build mode to auto. I don't like that either. Let's screw that build mode. That build mode sucks. Let's go horizontal and vertical. I'll roll it. Roll with it. All right, this is going to start filling up with crude oil. And that's what we want it to do. Basically come down the line and fill that up. Now, again, what we want to see is we want to see that the crude oil is coming through. I don't see any right there. I don't see any right here. Now, if you don't see some way down here, there's something afoot at some point in your line. And that's what you want to go back and check. So we'll check that here in a moment. We'll let that run for a minute. What else do we want to do? We want to try to get our car. That's what I was going to do. Let's get over here and get our little car so we don't have to walk. Fill that in. And let's go. Let's see. What game? This is Satisfactory. Says it right there in the title. Raz coming in with the 60 months of sub love. Always great to see you, Raz. You know what? I'm going to give everybody 1,000 kids caps in the chat because Raz is one of those people who always right on top of the tweets every single time. Like I put out my schedule, boom, Raz is right there, share. Time and time again, and I appreciate you, Raz, big time. So show Raz some love in the chat, everybody. Long-time supporter of the stream right here. Show her some love. All right, so we got that done. We're not doing any of that. We came back for something. I got distracted. Hello, hey, Dr. J. Again, thanks for coming in and backing up the stream. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, we can put this stuff back here while we're trying to remember what the heck I came over here for. Oh, for the car. For the car. Send in the car. A little Die Hard there, too. I do a lot of movie quotes over here. Send in the car. Those guys are such boneheads. Let's see. Doing the thing that I've now forgotten again. What have I forgotten again? Let's see. We were doing the thing. We're getting the car. That's what we're doing. We're getting the car. We're looking for the tickets. That's what I'm looking for. We got to get our tickets over here. Oh, that's right. My car got glitched out last time. Oh, that's right. I thought I had gotten the car, but yeah, I remember it now. I got glitched out over here while I was trying to do some stuff. Where was that? It was on a platform over here somewhere. Man, I think I might have covered that platform up. It was over here. Well, let's take this out and see what we find. Well, we got some of this down here. Man, where was that car? Oh, there it is. Because I've restarted the server, and the server auto-restarts itself once a day as well. Let's see if it gives me my car back. Woohoo! Yay, I got my car back. Here's where that ramp is that I was looking for. Right there. That's a very sneaky ramp right there. Sneaky, sneaky. And let's put this back in. There we go. All right. We don't have to get our car. We already got our car. Yeah, yes. Yeah, yes. Let's go. Have you played Medieval Dynasty? I have. I absolutely have Murder, Death, Kill. I also know what that reference is from. The wonderful Demolition Man. I love that movie, everybody. Not everybody likes that movie. I dig it. I love that movie. Every time it comes on, I'm like, ooh, Demolition Man's on. I'm a big fan of that movie. Very, very good. So there we go. Not a Kismet stream without forgetting what he was doing. Hey, I've barely got any sleep because my wife and kids keep waking me up. They've done it all week long now. My kid's car wouldn't start. My wife needed her keys. My wife locked herself out of her car. All of these things that had nothing to do with me that I have to go and fix because they don't got their stuff together. All right, there we go. So it's filled in the rest of that line now. It's starting to fill this in and starting to do it. So again, if it doesn't do it right away, what you can do is you can kind of just let it run and see if it does start to come down the line. Now, one of the things that you might have problem with as well, if you don't see this separating all the way, if you don't see it pushing through very quickly, is the fact that it has to fill up all of the pipe all the way, which is a lot of it to fill up. You might want to go, say, halfway and do another pump, right? Just because it's a really, really long distance. And so we'll go back and we'll double check all of that here in a moment. But what we want to do is go ahead and utilize our vehicle here. And I wish they'd put this vehicle back. When you pick it up, I wish it'd go back into your hands, but it doesn't. Let's go. Let's see if I can glitch this car out again today. Because I glitched it out last time. We couldn't even pick it up. I don't even hear the car sound. Oh, it's there. I can barely hear it. All right. I can't stand these little boxes, everybody. These boxes get me triggered, man. Big trigger. Can't handle it. There we go. This little car jams, though. It goes about 50 miles an hour. So it goes pretty fast. Now, what we're doing is we're looking to see how this is looking down the line here. And so what I'm going to do is go to the junction down here and see how we're looking way at the junction. And then I'm going to check it. This way, once I get it set up, I can set it and forget it. I can just get it all set up. I'm good. And then move on to something else. Most likely some more power, because we're going to need more of that for sure. By the way, if you guys want to see what games I have played on stream, I forgot to mention that in chat. You can go ahead and follow that link right there in the chat. You can go to my Discord, discord.gg. It actually has a section called Learn to Play, which are all of the games that I've played on stream, whether I've played them for an hour or so. You can go in and you can check all those out. You can also check them out on my website. I have a ton of games up there on my top game section. There's still some sections that I'm adding to up there. But you can see a lot of games up there. And the ones on the Discord actually have links to the ones that I've rolled out onto YouTube already have a actual video of me playing it. So if you want to see me playing whatever insert name of game here, you can go check that out on my Discord. That's a lot of work, everybody. That's like a painstaking amount of work. Every time it rolls out on YouTube, then I got to update the link. And then the next one and update the link and whatnot. We're going to be doing Grounded. We're going to be playing that for the first time this Thursday, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that's looking good there. So, yeah, it's just waiting to fill up the rest of that pipe, I feel. But, you know, I've got a lot of power right now, so I don't really have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is just for a little bit of backup safety here, I'm going to go ahead and have it push through a little bit further. Another trick that you can use, everybody, is you can actually use a cap or what's known as a valve. And that valve will not let it backlog toward you. The only problem is I can't make any valves right now because I don't have any rubber to make the valves, right? But you can make it so it's only pushing it that way and it never backlogs this way. Even if the power goes off or whatever, all of that stuff in the front will stay beyond those particular valves. And you can use valves for a whole bunch of reasons. You can constrain the valve so that you're putting less down one pipe than you are of the other. Oh, I forgot to get this other stuff. Ooh, try to not fall in the water. I remember in the days of 7 Days to Die, by the way, where you would drive your little moped and it hit the water and you would insta-stop. You'd be like, boop, and then you'd have to take your whole entire vehicle apart. Who remembers that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember taking your whole moped apart because you accidentally hit the water and you had to make a chest. You had to put all your stuff in the chest, and then you had to disassemble your moped, and then you had to reassemble it, and then take your stuff and put it back on your bike, and then get back on your bike, and then 10 seconds later, you did the exact same thing. The cool thing about this little car too is one, if you're being sent over here by a giant mega space corporation, this is exactly what they would give you. They would give you the cheapest thing possible. Even if there were quadrillions of dollars, they would still give you the absolute cheapest thing, I think anyway. And then also the other cool thing about this thing is that it doesn't take any power. So it never runs out of power. All right, we were dropping some boxes out here as well. We're merging these together. Oh, grab that stuff as well. There we go. All right, back in our cart. And off we go. Now, this little cart actually does terrible on land, by the way. It really does. Now, I don't need to go all the way back over that way. At this point, what I can do... Oh, there's an extra thing way out there. I didn't even notice that. All right. I wonder if they're going to add sea monsters to the game. So now I can just turn around and go the other way. And we'll just head back. Now, I could go that way and then take the hypertube. But on the way back, I want to go ahead and check the strength of my my oil flow to make sure that that oil flow is getting pumping pretty good. So let's go to about, let's call it somewhat halfway along this part anyway. And let's see how the pump flow is going. Yeah, it's full, 262. All right, looks okay. And it's got to fill up all of the pipe first. There you go. Now, don't forget, everybody, time's running out. Your time's almost up to get 20% off Manscaped on top of the 40% they've got going right now on the performance package. Time to man up, man up. Now, of course, you are new to my stream. Maybe you were too embarrassed to ask your parents, or your parents were too embarrassed to tell you. But you got to take care of your personal business, everybody. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your confidence as a man. You want to go out there and check out that Manscaped. They're going to hook you up, everybody. You don't have to go find no obscure little corner of a store at the mall, which is where I had to find it 15 years ago. And there was bad selection, and they didn't have skin-safe technology, which protects your most dangerous parts that you do not want to nick, everybody. Sensitive parts that you do not want to cut, that is for sure. And that's why Manscaped is the best. Go check it out. They are awesome. This stream is not officially sponsored by them, but they this particular stream I'm streaming right now. But I love to give them a shout out because my code's about to expire, and I want you guys to get hooked up, all right? Get hooked up. All right, look at that. Nice and strong now. Nice and strong through there. Looking good. Now we got that other pump in there helping it out a little bit. And we've also given it some time to fill up. We're going to go ahead and tool our way back, and this will be the last time we'll need to run along the line itself. And that's what we want to do. We want to get it all set up so we don't have to run back and forth like we've been doing in previous playthroughs. That's enough of that stuff. I'm bringing that oil to me this time. Save me some headache. Yes, I got pumps at the very beginning. I got pumps about halfway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm seeing at what point it starts to diminish, which is why I'm running along the edge here. Because I got this going a really long distance. Look at that. Already full. Looking good. It's got max distance there. Looking awesome there. Now, also, once you start it up, you're going to definitely want to check it as well to make sure that max flow is still working. But you want to let it backlog. I always find you want a little extra backlog into a fluid buffer, whether you're using water or oil or sulfur or acid or whatever it is you're using, depending on what game you're in. But you get the idea. That's what we want to do, get that oil right there. Now, the number one thing that we want to do, everybody, is we want to get some plastic going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so I can endlessly expand, right? I can go way that way, or I can go way the other way, right? I can add as much as I possibly want. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my refinery right here, right in front of it, boom, right there, and I'm going to run that oil down again, because I brought it up a little bit there into this part, right? Or really, I brought it down, if you think about it. I brought it down, and then I'm bringing it down again. So I'm having a positive flow. And you can see that instead of it being a head lift, it's actually the opposite. Actually, gravity is helping me out. And that is actually in the game, by the way. That's actually in the game, that if you started going, like one time, I built it way up on a waterfall. So I got the water from way up on the waterfall, and then I ran the water down off this giant cliff, and I ran it down to my base, and I used 0 pumps, which is awesome. Gotta love it. Yes, gotta love the fluid buffer. Yeah, we got the fluid buffer coming down and rocking it. Again, we are in the stage, everybody, right now where we are going to be working on our plastic. Now, we got to think of our number. Do you remember the number, everybody? What's the number? Put it in the chat. What's our amount of oil that's being pushed all the way over here right now? You remember? I remember, which is weird because I remember nothing. All right, if somebody gets it in the chat, I'll give you guys 1,000 kiss jabs. Now, just in case you guys don't know, you just wandered in my stream, I literally give away thousands of dollars worth of stuff every single year. I'm not kidding. I gave away 40 games the other day. You missed it. I'm sorry. That's like $1,000 worth of games right there. Plus, I give away cool stuff like this because my sponsor, Bethesda Gear, sends me cool stuff like this to give you guys. Look how big this thing is, man. It's like the size of my head. Cool stuff like that. Also cool Nuka-Cola stuff. Right there. Now, again, it's not just for subs. It's for everybody. I let everybody get a shot at it. Of course, if you are a sub, you have a higher chance of winning. 3 times chance to win. 3 times Kiz Caps. And you use those Kiz Caps to buy tickets for the giveaway. So the more you lurk in the channel, the more loot you have a shot at getting. So pretty sweet. There you go. Oh, I think you're guessing there, Windjam. You got it right, but which one is it? I'm on. Someone else should have been paying attention in the chat. You didn't know there was going to be a quiz, did you? Good try, good try. Actually, I'll give you 1,000 Kiz Caps just for trying. There you go. It's actually 240. And that's because a oil node does not have a level. It doesn't have a crude and then a normal and then a pure. It just starts at 240 every time. But you can't overclock it, though. You can go in there and overclock that sucker and be pumping out a serious amount of oil out of that thing. But right now, 240 is what it is. Yeah, no overclock yet, but we'll come back to it later on. And I actually overclock my nodes first. Instead of adding more and more nodes, I overclock the nodes because it doesn't take that much more power. And you're going to see here in a minute that I'm going to go get some coal from the other side over here. And that coal is going to be an absolute massive amount to where I can run this as far as the eye can see. Again, 160 of them on top of the ones that I've already got running here. So 160 I could run right over there. Especially if I overclock them and get all that stuff rocking. But first things first, everybody. Let's go ahead and get this popping over here. Let's go ahead and get some of our power. And let's get this rocking. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that, Alpha Fear. Thanks for coming in, hanging out, and showing the stream some love. Let's show some love in the chat, everybody. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and get our plastic a-popping. Now, what's going to happen, everybody, you can feed it back in there, and you can do all this advanced calculations, and I've done it before, but me, I just take care of business, everybody. I try to do it the most simplest way, using the most basic amount of resources, and use the minimal amount of resources as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the one side of this, the plastic side, and we're going to save that. And the heavy oil residue, we're going to get rid of all of that. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to need is you're going to need another one of these right here in the front. Now, I do want to leave a little bit of space, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. But we're going to go ahead and run this right there in front of this one. And we're going to run the output, the fluid output of this one right into this one. Now, of course, as always, I ran out of resources. So we'll need to run back. Now, before I go and run back, what I can do is go ahead and say, wait a minute, I'm probably going to be working over here, right? So if I'm going to be working over here, what I might want to do is readjust my hypertube here. So if I do want to keep going down that way, I can. But I'm going to go ahead and bring it down like this. I'm going to bring that hypertube from way over there, just to make it easier for me to just kind of jump up a little bit and get in there. And I always put my hypertubes up high so I don't accidentally get drawn in there, which I've done hundreds of times. I learned that lesson. See, you want to be able just to walk by it without going in the hypertube. Now, the same thing in the other direction. I'm going to say, you know what? I want to go ahead and have my hypertube end about right there. And this way I can go ahead and just basically make myself a little mini junction right there. And then let's go ahead and cut this one. No, we'll just use this one over here. There we go. Right there to that one right there. There we go. Okay, now all this is started up, by the way. This is all running right now. But we need some more resources. I always pick up my car before I leave as well. This way I always have it on me. And back we go to get some resources. We're going to get it going. Yeah, going to need some sheets. We are out of copper sheets. And you can see that I have different spots in which I stop as I go along, so I can stop and grab stuff stuff here. I've got a bunch of resources over here. Oh, wrong button. A bunch of resources over here I can grab, but don't need those ones. I need the ones that are way over on the other side. And it doesn't matter how many copper sheets you have, everybody, you're going to use a lot of them suckers. And I've got a bunch of boxes of them, really about the equivalent of 2 big boxes right over here. So I've got these 2 down here, which I started with, and then the big boy box up there on the top. And by the way, if you notice that this actually will fill itself back up ever so slowly while I'm busy off doing something else. So that's his job. His job is to replenish any ones that I'm using up, and it will keep and do that. Now, of course, we're still in the kind of about early, almost mid-game right now, and so all of this stuff is going to get massively scaled up. And to scale it up, you need power. And to do power, you're going to need oil, and you're going to need coal. And to do that, you're going to need resources. Now, I use the power of time. And you're like, Kismet, what do you mean? I mean, I play once a week. I play once a week, and I've already gotten this done, and we restarted, I think it was last week or week before, I can't remember. But we restarted the game. We started over from scratch. And we've already got a bunch of this stuff already done because what I do is I set it up, I let it run, the server keeps running 24/7, 7 days a week, even if I'm not in the game, I come back, boom, tons of resources already ready to go, like we did when we came in today. So we were good to go. That's why we have so much of our stuff sitting over there for us to use. All right, there we go. Now, what we want to do is we want to take this residue that we got, and we want to go ahead and convert it into something. Now, I'm going to convert it into an item. Remember, you have fluids, you have items, and you have gases. Those are the 3 kind of things that you're working with, right? Gases is for way later on. We'll get to that. But what I want to do is take this fluid, and I want to convert it into a solid, or basically into an item. And that item will be able to run along a conveyor belt. Now, why do I want to do that? Well, I want to do that because what I'm going to do over on this side is actually generate myself some tokens. And how am I going to do that? Well, most of you already know, but for those who don't know, the mighty Awesome Sink. Now, the Awesome Sink takes a lot of power, everybody, so get ready for your power to go off. But what I'm going to do is just throw an Awesome Sink right here. I'm going to go ahead and take this over here and switch back to my conveyor belts, and I'm going to run this into there. Right, now this is going to go ahead and take the heavy oil residue. It's going to convert it into petroleum coke. It's going to produce about 120 per minute. My belt right here is a level 2, which is a 270, by the way. You're like, Kismet, why is it 270 and not 240? Sorry, that's a 120 belt. And then the Mark III is a 270. The reason why it's not a 240 is because if you look at the ratios of 45, which is limestone, that's why they went to 270. So if you go 45, 45, 45, that equals 270. There you go, a little math quiz for you, or a little math update on why they use that. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to go ahead and start this up. And see, what's going to happen is it's going to stop making the plastic. When it fills up with heavy oil residue, where it just has too much heavy oil residue, it'll stop making the plastic, and then I won't have any plastic. And I don't like that. Also, another great trick, by the way, if you don't have your skates yet, you can slide underneath the pipes, which is really fun. Okay, now we want to run this all the way down to where we were working before. We want to go ahead and get our stuff made over here, but we want to go ahead and run it down the line. Now, one of the things that I don't really want to do is I don't really want to run it over here at the 120. What I want to do is actually run this at a much higher speed. The level 3 belts now, I can just go ahead and just use nothing but level 3s now. Same thing with my lifters, just use nothing but level 3s. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, Zoffy. Now, if you do have a belt that already exists, you can go ahead and just go to level 3 instead of level 2 and click on it, and it just replaces that line. Watch out for little segments, everybody. Try not to make little segments, because that's what trips you up, right? You're upgrading your whole line, and you miss that one little segment, and that one little segment is slowing down the entire belt line. So that's why I try to keep that from doing that. Now, we're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to run this out. Now, one of the things that I like to do is have a backlog over here in case I need some over here as well. And by the way, by the time we come back next Tuesday, there's going to be a massive... Perfect timing! Perfect timing, Windjam! Wow, I'm going to give you 1,000 kiss caps to everybody in the chat for that incredible timing right there. Thanks so much for that 2 months of sub love. Appreciate that. Sophie, again, thanks for the follow. Thanks, Alpha Fear. Thanks for coming in, hanging out in the stream. Now, sometimes I do get focused. Everybody, you get the idea. Yes, 30 megawatts, what we're going to be using there. So we're going to go ahead and run this out, and we want to go ahead and use a nice little lifter here, and we're going to run it over there. And you're like, well, Kismet, that belt's too fast, that lifter's too fast. It doesn't matter, everybody. It doesn't matter if it's too fast. I have an abundance of resources. There's no reason for me to use a slower belt. If I have so much resources that I could run every belt at the max speed belt, why would I not do it? I guess you could save a little bit here and there, but it's not worth your time, everybody. I find it's not worth my time anyway. So there we go. So that's running out to there. This is now starting to backlog this with that plastic. Over here, you can see that it's running. This is coming out at 10 into there, and we're going to come back to this here in a minute, and I'll show you how to master that as well. And we need one more thing over here up on this side, and we need to bring some power up, and we're going to put it right here for our thing. Now, another thing, everybody, is you want this to run out of here as fast as possible. Anything you're running into the Awesome Sink, you want that belt to be as fast as it possibly can, because the faster that belt is, the faster it's pushing it in there, the faster you're going to get yourself some tickets. Oh, I got another 10 tickets in there. Nice. Don't worry, we're gonna have hundreds and hundreds of tickets, everybody. In fact, I don't unlock some things because I don't want them to be in my stuff. Yeah, Sophie, me too. I love this game. This is the only game I've ever given an 11 out of 10, and absolutely the only game I've ever given 11 out of 10 that's still in early access. I played this game since it came out, before it had trains, before we had hypertubes, before we have all the awesome stuff we have now. It was already a fantastic game. But then they added trains, and then it went up to a 9, and then they added all the fluid stuff, and then it went to a 10, and then they added even more stuff, and now we're doing update 6, and it's an absolutely one of the greatest games ever, everybody. If you like this type of thing, and I do. It was like, hey, Kismet, we're making a game. What game would you want? This one. This would be the game. If someone were to ask me, Kismet, what game you want? This is it. Because I love this type of thing, everybody. And I try not to play too much because I try not to burn myself out on a game. I feel like you can easily burn yourself out if you're playing for hundreds and hundreds of hours every single week. So I play it once a week. And I played through 40 times. And I've been all the way through the whole game, and I've unlocked all the stuff. Except for the very last thing, which is the employee of the planet. I haven't got to that yet. I don't know, maybe in this playthrough, or maybe I'll wait till release. I don't know. We'll see. But getting back to this over here. So we got that pumping into there. Now we've got that plastic going. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to also get going in the other direction here. And I'm going to just kind of create a little bit of a gap here so I can run along there. We're going to go ahead and put that down if it's going to let us. Line up there. There we go. Holding down that control key, helping out. What we want to do is start making some rubber. Now, if you notice, there's two different types of rubber here. There's residual plastic and residual rubber, right? And there's two different types of plastic and rubber. One that gives you a byproduct, right? So this rubber will produce, we'll use 30 crude, and it will produce 20 per minute. And what it will do is produce 20 oil residue as well. So what you want to do is go look at the oil residue to see how much it can take, right? So how much oil residue can it take? It can take 40 per minute. How much residue is this putting out? Well, this is putting out 10. So if you do the math, everybody, you could have 2 plastics and you could have 1 rubber. And 1 rubber production is more than you're going to need in the entire game, I kind of feel, because it produces a massive amount where you're going to be like swimming in that stuff. So what we want to do is double this up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, and we're going to double gum right over here, right there. I'm going to show you something that's really awesome in this game. You ready? Watch this. I'm going to go ahead and take this from right over here, because we don't need any inputs other than the oil. What we're going to do is use our thing here. We're going to run out. And here's how to get a perfect 90 every time, everybody. You run it out, and then you move forward by 2. 1, 2 snaps of the foundation, then you rotate it. Just like that, and what you got is you got yourself a beautiful 90 coming out of there. Go to the other side. Mirror what you did over there, right? This time, line it up. Make sure you got it as straight as possible, and then walk forward 1, 2 snap, rotate it, and boom. Oh, or not, if it didn't want to feel like putting it down. Let's try it again. Sometimes I click and it doesn't want to do it. All right, right there, turn that, click it. Oh, I gotta click it twice. That's right, I'm putting the thing down. There we go, another 90 there, and then we're just going to run this across here. Easy peasy. They also added the ability, by the way, for you to lock into these here. You hold down control, it'll lock right into the input of that one, which is awesome, everybody. That's something I've been asking for years, and they finally added it in Update 5, which is awesome. Now, watch this, everybody. I can just go ahead and take this one thing, drop it right into there, and it's going to feed all three of those automatically like that, because it's both a merger and a splitter at the same time. So that's all you need to do to plug all that in, and you're off and running. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and then take our excess over here, our pipeline, and we're going to try to merge it into this one over here, and with this one over here. So we're going to add this one right here in the center, and we're going to do the same thing, right? We're going to go ahead and run this out, line that up, make sure we're kind of straight here. Where are we looking? Where are we looking to straight here? That's not straight at all. That's not straight at all. All right, let's just do it this way. Let's take this out. Let's run it this way, and we'll line it up off of this. I think that's a better idea. Maybe back one, forward two, something like that. There we go. All right, now we'll line it up. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can kind of put this over here, and you can try to kind of eyeball it. This is one thing that it doesn't do, is make it too easy for you to do this, but you still see the green line to try to line that up and then aim it right here. Hold down control. I don't know. It doesn't quite work like you would hope it would work, where it would snap across there like that. I kind of do this, put that there, and then hold down control, and then now you can snap it to the actual pipe, and then now your thing is actually nice and straight. You're welcome. I just saved you a massive amount of time. So you put in one in between, because it's just going to float there, and then use that one to lock into the other one, and you got it. You got yourself a nice 90-degree right into there. Same thing over here. Let's do the same thing. We're going to go out here. We're going to try to line this up. Now, it's already lined up because the other one is already aligned, so all I got to do is bring that out. Weirdly just rotated that forward by mistake. There we go. Let's try that again. Right there. Line it up. Eyeball it. 1 and a 2. Turn it. Click it. Click it. There we go. And boom. Nice and straight again. Now, by the way, if you don't have your skates on, which I don't right now, you can actually jump up on these little edges here. It's almost like you're climbing up on those things. Those things will help you get on top of the pipe, as you can see. If you try to jump over here, it's a little bit harder to get up on the pipes. But I find if you go right here, you can get up pretty easy. You can run across them. There we go. Now, all those tying in together. Now, what we want to do is, of course, run our power where it needs to go. So let's run this back over there. And we're probably going to need to take out one back here, slide under there, and connect it into there. All right, there we go. And we got to tell it what to be. That one's going to be plastic. And this one is already on rubber, and that one's off and running. All right, there we go. So now we want to go ahead and bring the stuff under there. Get back under there. Again, I'm just sliding to get under there. And then we want to take this, and we want to go ahead and run it down the side as well. I love sliding under there, everybody. It's really, really fun. Then we're going to go ahead and put another one up on top of here. And then we're going to run this one, the rubber one, over here. And we're going to run that into the top one right there. And now we got those nicely managed and backlogging right now. So it's working while we're working on other stuff. And then we're going to run the rest of that down the line. We're going to end up with 2 boxes. One box back here full of rubber and of plastic. And then on the other side, as many boxes as we want, really. Because we're going to let it run 24/7. We don't have to worry about it. What up, user Pokemon? Thanks for coming in and hanging out in the stream. Take it easy, Windjam. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. I've been usually playing it in the afternoon, getting burnt out, consistently. Yes, I would find a good balance between playing the game that you love and then burning yourself out from it. Oh, and there it went. I knew it was coming. There we go. We finally hit it, everybody. We hit that power high there. Let's turn it back on again, see if we get it going. Nope. Ran out of power, everybody. I knew it was coming. Watch this. If I take off the thing there, start it up, still no. All right, so we want to go ahead and disconnect the things back here. Let's try it again. Just kind of work your way back until you get it back on and running. And that'll tell you what you added, which caused you to lose that particular thing, right? Now, one of the things that I would actually do, since I already have one of the plastics running, I would actually remove the plastic one. The second plastic one. So I would take that one out. Right there, I think it is. Is that the second plastic one? I don't know. Let's go look. No, I see a power thing over there. Let's go up here. This one right here. There we go. We'll take that out. Okay. So I would get this one working right there. And then I'd get this one over here working. There we go. So now what you're doing is you're producing both products at the same time. Plastic and also your rubber there. And that's going to backlog that. The only problem is we don't have enough power to run our thing here. Now, of course, one of the things you can do, you can just take this out and you can just backlog a bunch of this stuff. So what we can do is just go ahead and make a bunch of boxes, because that we got, and they don't take any power. So this is a great little trick, by the way, to do this. And later on, we can scrap all this later. So we just take it out of here. We run it into there. Then we go ahead and tell this to run up. There we go. We can backlog that for days, everybody. That's just going to run all that in and keep running it up, 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 all the way to the top. And that'll just backlog that, and that'll just basically not use that power, since we're right at that power level. But what we really need to do is we need more power. And to make more power, we got to unlock some more stuff. And to unlock more stuff, we're going to need some rubber, and we're going to need some plastic. And that is why we're making rubber and plastic right now. Now, in the meantime, while it's doing all of that, we want to go ahead and upgrade our coal power as well. We'll work on that here in just a moment. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and run this back to our base. So let's go. Let's get it done. All right, let's say right here. And we should turn our zooping on. There we go. Oh, it's actually 3 high. And we're going to bring these down the line. Oh, what are we running out of? Running out of concrete. Running out of concrete. That's not a problem. Whoop! Oh! Nailed it. I just happen to have a whole bunch of it stacked right there. Always a good thing to have that stuff stacked up. Have a nice little backlog of all that stuff that you're going to need. Shoom! There we go. And yes, I'm counting. That's 6 right there, and then 3 high. Do the top one first, because it's going to be way easier on your soul to do the top one first. And then do the one underneath. And then middle mouse button to pick that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. 2. Oh, should have went 3. There we go. 3. Top one. And then we're just going to rinse and repeat. There we go. I got a question for you. If you get a fuel generator going, like 6 of them, does the power constantly feed off each other? Yes. It's called perpetual power. That's why you want to get to coal as quick as possible, because I don't need to go over there and feed the coal in and feed the water in. What you do is you start with biofuel. If you missed, I think you missed that whole part when I was talking about that. But you start off with biofuel. Then you go ahead and you get the coal and the water going, and the coal and the water gets the coal going, right? The coal power. Then the coal power actually powers the water, and it powers the coal extraction. So you no longer need the biofuel. And then it just runs and runs and runs like it's doing right now. In fact, it'll run so much that I can just log out of the game and it will run on the server and run 24/7. So when I come back, I literally could have 1,000 boxes of stuff if I wanted to. I find 1 or 2 boxes is usually enough as you're playing through the game. Later on, we're going to need way more, but for right now, that's usually enough. Because otherwise it will become tedious to micromanage all of that stuff. All right, we're looking good here. Let's just go ahead and run that straight over the top of all of this. Wow, that just lucked out, didn't it? Look at that, how that just worked out. Pretty sweet. All right, now right over here you can see that we've got a bunch of stuff. And right down over that way, we've got our hub. Where do we feel like we want to put this stuff? That's a good question. Let's jump over here and just take a little looky look. And we're getting a little bit of sketty over here, or spaghetti, that we might want to clean up at some point. But let's just go ahead and say, you know what? I feel like I'm going to put it right there. Right now. I could probably move this box now. Let's move this box. Maybe right over here. Yeah, let's put that right there. Actually, we just put our we'll put our rubber over here, and then we'll put our plastic right there. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and rise this way up there, like that, so we can get to that. And then this one, same thing, way up there. And that's gonna tell us where those two things are when we go back to get on our landing that we're running out here. You can see that I just picked up a random angle here. I don't think I have my ladders yet. Just going to run that across there. Run to this side. Let's see if we can get up on there. Oh yeah, we got that. Now I don't like stuff to clip, so I take it out right away. I can't handle it. I can't handle the clipping. All right, so we know where we're going right there. Easy peasy. We just got to bring the lines down and we are good. Once I get rid of them. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. I'll get rid of my coal, but I kind of find it fun to go to the extreme, what I call mega building, right? This is what I would call basic building. You're like, kidding me, you got a giant factory. Nah, this is nothing, everybody. This is tiny. This is a tiny factory. This is just getting started right here. There's basically like the basic build. Then there is the super build where you're building stuff so it's super efficient and it's working really well. And then there's the mega build. Now the mega build is when you make it fancy and awesome at the same time. We're going to get to that. We're going to keep working away on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. And then 3 up. All right, bring that top one down. Oh, again, out of resources. But don't worry, our resources are right over there. Let's go ahead and find where I put that ramp right there. All right, I see you, ramp. Woo! Ba-dow. Through the middle to Grandma's house we go. Right over here. Again, I got boxes and boxes full of this stuff. I'm just going to control-click it, which is going to put as much in there as can. Take the small stack out, put the full stack back in. Because we're going to burn a lot of this up here in a second. Oh, and there we go. We lost our fuse grid. Again. So I kicked something else back on again, like when I probably picked those up. It kicked that back on again, and now it gets really quiet. It's actually a little spooky when all of a sudden you can't hear your factory running. But don't worry, we'll take care of it here in a minute. Let's just finish this out. So we got this going. And then we're going to get into some overclocking, which is going to be real fun. Now, by the way, you might notice that your belts are still running at this point. Especially if you have a massive amount of stuff backlogged, as I do. You can see down here that this is still running. Because I picked a bunch of that up, so it's still taking all the stuff that was in there, and it's running it off to that box over there that I picked stuff up from. And it's also running it from the other box that I also pulled a bunch of that out of there. Oh, actually, that box is filled. See, it's not running. So that's good stuff right there. Good stuff. Okay, now we got to remember which is which. I think the far one was the plastic and the close one was the rubber. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and say from right here, We're going to double up that way. And we're going to put this one out a little bit so it doesn't clip through the other one here. And we're going to say, all right, rubber here. And then rubber up to that one. And then plastic to here. And then plastic way off to that one. And there we go. That's it. That's all you need to do, everybody. GG's all around. Now it's time to double up. We're going to need to get rid of some of this stuff that's on us here. Holy moly, do I got a lot of loot on me. All right, let's ease off a little bit on the loot. Oh, not that. There we go. Let's drop some of this stuff into here. Probably don't need that much on me now. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. There we go. Get that down a little bit. Don't need to bring that in either. Okay, and this thing, I absolutely hate that thing. I rarely ever use it. And then also to get another slot in my inventory, I'll put that on my hand. Switch to this, hit H to hide your stuff. And I'm good. Okay, now we need to go overclocking. So let's go ahead and get this baby. And we need to go see how our belts are doing over here for our coal. So we're going to start with our coal for right now. Right now we've got a level 3 belt, but what's our rate of coming out of here? And we might even kill this guy over here. I think he killed me last time. I can't remember. I played through so many times, everybody. Sometimes I don't remember if it was last time he killed me or this time or time before. I can't remember. I can barely remember what I'm doing most of the time. Now, just because this belt is a level 3 belt doesn't mean that it's actually extracting at level 3. And what we need is oh yeah, let's get this guy. He's over here. Come on, brother. Now, if you notice that I'm running on the edge here, it helps me run against it. Let's go. Come on. Toro! Toro! You find a tree there, bro? Ooh, ouchie. So obviously you can see my technique. Mobs are dumb. They run into walls. Look at them flipping around over there. Bye-bye, guy. Bye. Freaky. Freaky stuff. All right. Clear all this stuff out of the way. Watch out for any other ones that are going to try to get me down here. And hoof off the top rope. Okay. Now, right now, you can see this is turned off. Right now, it's producing 240 coal. Now, I can't make it go any faster, everybody. That's the maximum speed of my belts right now is 270. But I could overclock it enough, at least a little bit. I know I'm going to overclock the whole thing, so I'm just going to crank it up. But I can go ahead and just say, all right, let's go ahead and make this 150%. Now, what it's going to say, it's going to produce 364. Well, we don't really need to do that. We only need to do enough that the actual belt can handle. So we're going to take all this out and we're going to type 270 in there. And so it's only going to use enough power to get the exact amount that we can actually do. And so that's going to give us an additional, it's going to be 270 minus, or 70 minus 40. That'd be an additional 30 power, which allows us to get 2 more coal plants going. Now, I also have a backlog of coal that I can use as well, and probably a backlog of water that I could use as well. But you want to basically, you're limited by the speed of your belts, right? So we're just going to bring that to 270 for now. I know I'm going to come back and crank this all the way up. Did you know that actually this one is a pure node? That on a pure node, you actually can't overclock it, or you can't actually get the resources if you had it overclocked all the way up. If you have that as a level 3 and you overclock it all the way 250%, you physically can't get enough of the resources out of the thing. And the reason why you can't do that is because you can't put a splitter directly on it. You have to do a belt first, and that belt has to be your maximum speed, which is 700 plus. But that can produce 1,400 if you overclocked it and it was a tier 3 and it was a pure node. I know, because I've done that many times and it was completely useless. Don't do it. It's a waste of your time. But you do want to do it up to that 700 maximum. And I'd love it if you could put a splitter right on it, and then you can split it at 700 and 700. That would be great. But you can't put an actual splitter directly onto an extractor, which is a bummer. I don't know. Maybe they'll change it at some point. All right, let's do this, everybody. Let's see if we can flip this back on. Nope. No good. No good. Okie dokie. Let's head on out this way, and we'll get this going on. And you're like, why are you getting up here? Well, I could use my car, or I could run across the top belt here, which is really fun. And by the way, if it was going the other way, it would actually work as a transport system. This is what we used before hypertubes. I would run just belts just to run on, just to take me here, there, and everywhere, as well as I would build belts that did this. Right? All they did is we went up into the air. And the reason why they did that is they would launch you out. There we go. See, this one's actually going in the direction. Look how much faster I'm going. It would actually launch you up in the air, and then you would go flying across your base. And then before you went splat on the ground, you would use your jetpack to go, and you land safely. Fred, get out of here. Fred always up in my business. All right, so we got to get this going. We got to get more water. And we got to get more coal fired up over here. So, I kind of feel like maybe we'll build it here in the back. Let's go. Let's do that. Slide. Oop, slide under there. There we go. Yeah, I've built in the backwards this way in a long time. Let's build something out over here. Have some fun. All right, for every coal plant, you need 15 coal. So what we want to do is go ahead and grab this. We're going to flip it this way. I guess we could line it up. We'll hold down Control to line it up. And we'll do a little bit of an offset. And then we'll get 2 more of these popping right now. And in a minute, we're going to get a whole lot of these going. But also, each of these takes 45 water, which I just rounded up to 50, so you have a bit of extra in case you need to start it up again later. But each of these over here actually produces 125. So later on, you really want to fix your numbers with all of these because it's a really funky thing when you're only doing 1 or 2 of them. But later on, when you're doing like 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, it does work out a bit better. Now, also, we've got to watch out that it's deep enough for us to put the water in there and that it's not too close to one of these that those are blocking. What I would do is I would go over here. I'll grab some of these barrels while I'm at it. I would go over here. By the way, you can go a little faster by sliding a lot if you're really in that much of a hurry. I would go over here and I would grab one of these. And I would put one right over here and try to match it up because I'm looking at these lines down here in the water. So I can get it as close to the shore as I possibly can. Like this. And then, say like that. And then as close to the other object as I can. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and tie in the power. I'm going to create a little separate power pole just for this one. I'm going to go ahead and get the water from this one. And does that have a junction? It does, but not really the junction I'm looking for right here. We'll go ahead and let's say there. And then we'll go ahead and take this. And we're going to run that right there. Oh, let's change our building mode there. There we go. Now because this is on the low side, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and also put a pump there. You know, you really don't need, if you do this wisely, you don't need that many pumps. But I do like to have the pump down at the bottom. Now, see how it says it's not clearance because it's so close to the actual thing? What I like to do is I like to run it out a little bit. Just so it's not as close. So maybe something like this. All right, there we go. A little lag there. And then try to put a pump on it first before we get too far. Yeah, it's too sharp right now. Let's say something. Yeah, maybe more like that. And we'll kind of turn the corner a little bit. How about something like that? We'll see how that looks. Yeah, that's good. Now remember, you're pushing the water, not pulling the water. So you definitely want to connect your pump in as well. Come on, little pump. There we go. Right up to there. And then we'll go ahead and run this into there. Now, we're actually going to be producing way too much water than what we need there. If you notice also, I have a bunch more that are being connected over on this side, and they're all running down the line. I've got 2 of them connected on this side. I had 2 of them connected over here. What I can do is now take this one out. And the reason why I want to take that one out is because I'm going to go ahead and rearrange how this one's going. Right over here. And we can take a lot of this. Maybe redo this a little bit. Like that. Bring that across into the low side. Combine that in there. Hey, we're getting some love right here, everybody. Show them some love in the chat. And there we go. So now those 2 are going to feed the first one. So basically what I'm doing is I'm adding another one, which actually is going to go to the first group. And I'm going to use the last one to go to the new group that I'm creating. So I'm just basically reassigning how these things are going. So I'm going to take this one out of there. And we just take all this stuff out. And we've got a pump down here, but we're going to take that out temporarily. And we're just going to rework this. All right, we want that to directly go right there. And then we're going to put our pump down on the low side. Throw some water or some power in there. Bring this one over from over here. And let's put it right into there. Again, trying to keep it as low as possible so it doesn't get a head lift. And there we go. And then this one over here is the same thing. We're going to try to fix that up a little bit. Yeah, darn trees in my way. Let's say right there. The bushes out of there. Now, we'll just say that we went in and we used a shovel to kind of cut that out a little bit, right? We'll put our own RP in there. Right there. Same thing with our pump. Again, write your own fan fiction, everybody. And there we go. So we run that up, and now we're going to use this water, this separate line, to run it to this extra bit of coal we have over here. And we're going to do all our splitter stuff. And we'll bring it in from that side. And we'll line this up across here. Up we go. Take all these out. Take all that out. Always put your lifter in last. There and there. There and there. Very nice. Across here. And then we're going to tap into some of this stuff over here. Whee! Sliding. We're going to tap into some of this and divert that over here. I can probably just do it right there. Good enough. And then we're going to run some power to it. And then we'll connect it back to our power grid. Way back over there. If it feels like doing it. All right, let's try it again. Man, what is up with my power lines today? I'm not out of resources. It just doesn't want to click in. All right, so now these are going to start up because I already have the coal in there. So it's going to start feeding that coal in there. But we have a problem that we don't have any water in there. And that's why we have our little pump over here. And we usually have another one on top of it, by the way. I don't know why I didn't do it this time. Probably resources when I started. But what really a little trick is that we can use this water that's up higher to try to run that water over into here. Or we can use the water that's already in the pumps over here to use that water as well. So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring this out so we're not clipping through there. We're going to say, we'll go to here, then forward by 2, rotate it. Get ourselves a nice 90 there. Same thing on the other side. Rotate it forward by 2. That is not a nice 90. Let's try that again. There we go. Connect those together. Center split. Run the line over to there. Now this has got water in this line. See, it's still got the water in the line. So what I can do is I can just kind of cross connect temporarily. Basically just kind of siphon some of the water from that one into this one. And then what it will start to do is start to backlog that water ever so a little bit in here, which is going to help me start all this back up again. Right? And all I got to do is wait for it to get a little bit in there. And then we'll try again. See that? Kismet know what he's doing, everybody. Now, the problem is that that water is not really going to last too long. Because what's going to happen, it's going to do this and this and this stuff, right? We're going to ride that line. We're going to be real close to potentially cutting power. But what we want to do is get enough water going. If we can get enough water going, then it will start being consistent. And all we're doing is watching that gray line at the top up there. If we get enough water into the pipeline system before we run out of water, we'll be doing fine. And you can see that it's going up right here. This is what you're watching to make sure that that water's going up. Because we do have enough water being produced. And we do have enough coal to get that extra bit of coal in here. As well as we did overclock our original coal. So the coal's going to be coming even faster down the line. Which is going to replenish the coal that we got. And we good. We good, everybody. That's GG's right there. We can take out the cross beams. Don't need that anymore. And again, one of the things I suggest you do, and we'll put it right over here. Oh, if we can get past here. Whee! We'll put it right over here. We're going to go ahead and do a lifted backlog of water because it's going to produce more water than it really needs right now. So what I'm going to do is just kind of lift that up just a little bit. We'll put 2 of those down so I can stand on one and put a fluid buffer on the other. And so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and bring that up like this. And then very quickly, I'm going to disconnect that now. I'm going to run this. Oh, come on. Run that into there. Take this out. And run this. Down into there. All right, now we're doing good. So that pump's going to push it up that head lift into this, and it's going to start backlogging this because it's going to have way more water than it actually needs to get it going. What we want to do is we want to see that water coming through. Want to make sure that that's at least somewhat separated. And if we do lose power, if it does go off, it's already got a bunch of backlog of water in there already. But if it does lose power, you can always come back and redo that connection again just to use that excess power. Because that excess water is actually coming from the backlog that's already in the pipes itself. And you can see that we have one line running to the 6 at the 4 at the end, and then the other 4 here in the beginning. It used to actually be 6, by the way, but now it's a 4 and 4 in that combo. So there we go. We got those going, and now we have that extra bit of power that we're going to need to get our stuff going over this way. All right, let's go. And this is all we really need to get done is to get a lot of our stuff going. There we go. Got that connected. I got this connected. That's doing good. So we're doubling up on our we're doing a single one of rubber and then 2 things of plastic. There we go, brain. Now what we want to do is go ahead and do the same thing we did before. Now that we have that extra bit of power, we want to go ahead and take that awesome sink and just get rid of this excess stuff, making us some goodies over here. Where's our power line? Right to here. All right, now we'll just do this, just for funsies. We'll go in, raise that up, line that up like that. Run that down into there. And now it's just going to get rid of all of that petroleum coke that is backlogged. And I can tell you, it hasn't even got to the second box yet. Again, it hasn't even made it to the second box. It ain't got that much, everybody. That's a lot of petroleum coke it would have to fill. But that's the thing you can do. If you run out of power, you can just make a bunch of boxes and let it backlog that boxes while you're working on your power and getting working. This way your stuff is still running as well. Whee! So there we go. So we got that rocking. Now again, you want to check everything. Everything's coming out there. Looks good. We got our excess waste coming out of there. It's coming in at 40 per minute, going out at 120, looking sharp. Let's check our boxes here. Let's get all the way up here to the top and see if our resources are rolling out. Now again, we just started everything back up again, so it's going to take a second for it to get back up and running. I want to see if some plastic rolls out there as well. There it goes. So now we got that plastic and rubber running. We good. We good. That'll just keep running and running and running. Now another thing I could do is add another bit of power so that it basically scales all of that stuff up. But what I really need is I need plastic, because that's the next thing that's going to unlock the next part of what we're doing. So let's head back over here into the main base, and we'll take a look at what we got going over there. Big time. I don't think it's supposed to do that. It does do it, but only temporarily can you do cross connections like that. Once I get to fuel gen, then I get rid of them. Yeah, no, I like keeping my coal stuff. It's pretty fun. But I'll get to doing some power here in just a bit. All right. Now again, to get faster pipes and stuff, and then also faster belts where we can get our fuel generator. Again, we're going to need some computers. We're going to need some heavy modular frames, and we're going to need a lot more power. But right now, we're trying to hit up industrial manufacturing so we can do those computers. We can even do modular engines and adaptive control units if we want, but we need 200 plastic and 200 rubber and another 50 or so of our things. So let's go see how we're doing over here. How are we looking? Boom! Already got that done. That's good to go. And look how much rubber that we have. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you got to think that we're using one thing for rubber and two things for plastic, and the rubber is almost as much as the plastic. You're going to have so much of that, you're going to be like, God, why do I have so much of this? Another great thing for the Awesome Sink, by the way, if you get too much of that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and put this in here. Industrial manufacturing, let's go ahead and select that. Put in there what we can for now. Then we need some more cable and some more motors. Now, luckily, we got all this stuff running. Right over here, we got boxes and boxes full of this stuff. Let's snatch it out of there. And then over here, we just started this today. We reworked the thing we were using for the space elevator from the last upgrade. And now we've gone in and we've been making a crazy ton of motors right there as well. And you can still see that we did it from the last one. We did versatile framework, and it's actually been working on that versatile framework all day, or all night. And it's at 2070 already, because we already built that into our production line, so I don't need to do nothing. So you can do it in the previous tier when you're doing phase 2, and then when you get into phase 3, you just let that keep running, and then before you know it, you got that sucker filled up. We're doing one of the hardest ones, which is 2500. That stuff takes a while to get that stuff done. All right, we're ready for our industrial upgrade. We did all that hard work so we could get all these upgrades in. And again, we're going real fast on our upgrades. And we are using the power of time. Here we go. Because time is the ultimate power.
Milestone reached. The manufacturer increases production complexity. A critical look
I
at
have a
production
volume
line
control on the
logistics
side of my
and
headphones.
efficiency is recommended.
These headphones
during
are awesome,
integration.
everybody. Lucid Sound headphones
The
are the
truck
best,
allows
I'm
for
sorry to
increased
say.
efficiency in
Or maybe I'm not
transportation,
sorry. Sorry, not
automated or
sorry.
otherwise. New
And if
project
you want to get
parts
your own,
enable
everybody, you can
progress
get
to
them
the
for a
next
discount
phase.
using my code. Right down below, down there. Click them. Click that code, pop on over to Lucid Sound, use my code, and boom, get yourself some dollars back. Because saving money is making money. All right, she basically said we got the thing done with the stuff in the thing. So now we got the real big truck. We got the manufacturer. We got computers, modular engines, and adaptive control units, which allow us going to go from phase 3 into the next phase. But I don't really care about that. What I care about is getting these heavy modular frames fired up because I need a lot of that. Now, heavy modular frames use a lot of various resources. So we need to get those various resources aimed in the right direction. And what I would do is I would put it between where I'm working right here and then where those other resources are on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and just run over this way. And we're going to see what we got. We got all that stuff running there. This is where we've got, I think, our modular frames. I see them, I think they're running back the other way. Yes, they're running back this way. So we're going to run, we're going to follow where that's going. Let's go up. Oh, that's being used for the versatile framework. That's right. Now, you don't want to do too much of that, just kind of running stuff willy-nilly, everybody. Eventually, you want to get to a point where it is nicely organized. Yeah, this is doing our goodies over here. Right over here. Yeah, this was doing automated wiring. And this was doing versatile framework. I could switch this to versatile framework. We could have had this done already. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think these are rotors. And that's the other stuff over there. Yeah, we'd have to take that out. All right, well, let's finish this up by switching this to versatile framework. And that one's working, but this one... Yeah, these are all going to need steel versatile beam. These are all going to need beams here. All going beams there. Huh. Modular frames. Yeah, I can't get in there because there's... I can see them right there. There's rotors in the way. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. And this one probably same thing. There's probably... something going on with these steel beams. They're not going in. There's something probably blocking the line there. So if you take the line out, reconnect the line in. And now we're off and running. There we go. All right. And I got a ton of those backlogged, everybody. I got a giant box full of those right over here. So, yeah, we can speed that up even more so. Could have been doing that. Would have been done already. Had I noticed that earlier, I would have fixed that up. Let's speed up these belts here. These belts are snoozing right here. Let's go, baby. Let's get these lifters going faster, too. How's our lifters doing? Faster lifters. Over there. Faster lifters. Faster belt. Faster belt. I love upgrading belts. All right, now that's going to smoke. That's going to get that done in no time. Okay, now we want to go ahead and put our manufacturer up here. I feel like we want to take all of this out. Maybe take this out as well. Bring this all the way across. Yeah. We might want to bring it all up to this level and just run that all the way across. Tempted to do that. Well, we'll come back. We're going to revamp a bunch of this anyway, so we'll just keep it going. And I constantly revamp stuff. Sometimes I make a whole big spaghetti mess just to troll everybody in my chat, and then I come back and then I build it up and I make it look beautiful. And in this particular one, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a combination where I am kind of fixing it as I go, but also kind of looking toward the future as well. Put a nice little ramp in there. All right, there we go. So now we want to put our manufacturer somewhere over here in between and run our stuff from over here to our manufacturers. Whoa, holy jeez. Whoa, wow, okay. Lightning coming in. Holy mackerel, gets me every time, everybody. Because it's much louder for me than it is for you guys. I don't want to blow your guys' ears out, but it makes me jump every time. Thank you very much, Rotisserie G, for coming in and bringing that love in. Appreciate it. Being super elite in the chat. All right, right here. One more round. Can we get that by that? Yes, perfect. All right. Look at that. Nice. Okay, so we want to go ahead and put our manufacturers over here, and we want to pipe a bunch of loot to it. Let's just start with one first and see if we got enough. We need our modular frames. Man, why is those modular frames going so slow? Did I not backlog those modular frames? I don't think I did. It feels like they're not backlogged. Oh, no. I didn't put a box in. Oh, that's my bad. Now, what happened there, everybody, is that I didn't put a box in front of this, which I should have, which would have backlogged an absolute ton of these modular frames. Let's fix that problem right now before we forget. Oh, she's gonna get creepy.
Comply.
No! Stop being creepy, Ada. You're being creepy. And then we're gonna have 2 boxes worth of it now. And then we'll go ahead and run it out of the top here. Right back over there. Because when it's running and it fills up and it basically can't make any more of them because the other end is filled up, you can start backlogging down the thing and then backlogging into that box and backlogging into this box. Had I done that...
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
You're still creeping me out. I'm out of here. So what's going to happen by the time we come in next week, that's going to be full of modular frames over there, which is going to help us do our heavy modular frames later on. But the fact that I didn't do it actually is going to screw me up on my heavy modular frames over here, which means it's not going to make as many as fast as I would prefer. But, you know, we do what we got to do. We do what we got to do. Okay, oh, and we need to grab some of these frames as well. Now I'm burning up my frames. I don't want to burn them up. I want to take some of these. There we go. Oh, actually, I put a bunch of these down somewhere. Where did I put those? That's a good question. Maybe back at my hub here. Remember, I had a bunch of those on me. Yeah, right here. All right, we got a bunch. All right, cool. Let's just grab a bunch. We'll take it with us. You get all my skates and all my other stuff unlocked too. I'll get to it. We'll get to it eventually. All right, the big boy time. Nope, that's not it. Manufacturer. Oh, I got to make them first. Hold on, I got to take the frames and make some heavy modular frames. Let's go ahead and put down a nice little craft bench for us to use. Whoop, there's a drop off right there. Saw it out of the corner of my eye. All right. We need some heavily modular frames to make some heavy modular frames, which I always find to be funny. That you need the thing to make the thing that you want to make the thing with. Put 2 of these here. Put some of the stuff down. Don't need that many on me. Okay. And we're also not, we don't have enough of something. And I bet you it's screws. Yeah, it's screws. All right, no worries. We'll run back. Oh, and another thing we could do is clear our to-do list over here. And then go in and then just plus this. And it will tell us exactly what we need over there on the side. Alrighty. Where did I put them screws? Over this way somewhere. Right here. And we certainly got a lot of those. The 250 back. While we're here, we're right by the hub. We might as well just do it right here. Okay, how many can we make now? 10. All right, awesome. Let's do it. Exactly what I need. So each stack of 50 equals 10. So now we know. Now again, our long-term goal is to just let this stuff run while we're not playing the game. Which I incredibly love doing. That's why I play on the server. I'm playing on the server, which I can play multiplayer, but I'm playing on the server just to use the power of time. And it's really, really fun to play that way. Now, you can get your own server, and again, save yourself some dollar bills by using my code right here from the wonderful Nitrato, who has been my server host for years and years, everybody. They are the absolute best. If I ever have an issue, I'm like, how do I program this? How do I make this go? They go, oh, we got you back, Kismet. You just do this. Boom, easy mode. And I'm like, oh, man, appreciate it. Now, one of the drawbacks of the manufacturer is it does use an insane amount of power, everybody. We're going to burn out some power big time right now. All right, we're going to start with some heavy modular frames. We got to get modular frames in there. We got to get steel pipes, encased industrial beams, and those screws that we were just using from right over there, right? So we want to go ahead and maybe go up a little bit here, and we'll start with screws. Now, this is when we start doing some spaghetti. Get a little spaghetti going on, so the next time we come in, we'll have some heavy modular frames. And we're going to do a little bit of this. Right like that. Grab that. Let's say right there, we'll run it up. Always how it goes, everybody. Oh, I got to go in the wrong direction, that's why. Wrong direction. I want it to go that way. And this one is reversed. Maybe up even higher here. There we go. Just to get over the clearance of all this other stuff. Yeah, a little too far there. We'll run around that way. Huh. What is this? Oh, I hit the wrong one. Man, I didn't even see that. Apparently was not watching close enough. All right, one more try. Right to here. Then to there. There we go. All right, now we got the screws going over there. We'll let those roll in there. Now, the cool thing is we got a ton of them. Again, we got 2 boxes backlogged over there. We also want this to roll out and make us a bunch of heavy modular frames. And again, we want to set it and forget it, everybody. That's what we do up in this stream. We set it up. We let it run. Come back next time. GG, we good. Run that up high so it's not in my way. There we go. Okay, and so screws rolling in. And we can also just throw some in there too. Like that. Encased industrial beams, let's throw some of those in. Let's throw some of those in. We're out of frames. All right. So let's get our encased industrial beams over here. Now those happen to be right over here. We're going to make sure we upgrade that. That's already level 3. Awesome. Let's see. Let's grab it from the top here. Run that across. Under or over? That's a good question. Maybe up. Maybe up and over. That's going in the wrong direction. Wrong way. I can see it already because, again, this is reversed out the back. Like that. There we go. That to there. This over to here. And we'll put this one in. Let's say that one. And we'll get those into there. Now, our biggest problem right now is going to be modular frames, but I have a bunch of extra ones, so I can just throw those in. And I should probably build a box for those on this side as well, just so I can throw them in right there. We'll come back to that in a minute. All right, what's the last thing that we need in here? And that is steel pipes, which is also over here. I think it's the third one down is the steel pipes. If I remember correctly, right here. Yep. We'll take that. And run it that way. We making a mess. But a fun mess. It's a mighty fun mess. Here they come. Bam. Okay, one more to go. All right, and we're about to finish on these, so I can kind of, when this is done, And that does 2,500. I can just go ahead and divert this right here and run it this way. So we'll go ahead and do this. And we'll zoop that about 3 up. We'll go ahead and put... here's what we'll do on this right now. We'll go ahead and just take this. We'll run that direct. Then we're going to put a splitter on it. And then we'll run that into... Ooh, that's too high. All right, too high. And maybe we can just do something like this temporarily. Do a little wonky works there. There we go. Now make it easy to take that out later. Then I'm going to take this line out. So later on I can come back and I can just go and connect that in and take all that other stuff out. But for right now, I want it to go out, down, and go into here so that it finishes up those as well. And so we'll get that going, and then this one wants to make its way all the way to that box over there. How are we going to make it? We could use this right here. But of course, it's just barely too long there. That sucks. That sucks, ors. Very, very close. So, going in this direction. Right. What? Huh. Right to there. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, whatever. That down there. This. Into there. Okay, now we got that going. We're going to go see if we cause our power to go off. Now, one of the things you don't want to do... hey, Harm, what's up? One of the things you don't want to do is to log out of the game and think it's running for 24/7 for a week and then come back and realize that it's not running. That's actually not doing anything. That's not good. All right. Let's see. Let's get these modular frames out of there. I wonder if I have any more laying around somewhere. What do we got in here? Let's just take all that out now and take this out. Where would I have other modular frames? I don't think anywhere other than it should have been over here. Yeah, that was my bad. That was my bad. I should have had a box there so it would have backlogged and made a bunch of modular frames. But then again, we were rushing to finish it up at the last time. But hey, learn my lesson on that one. Learn my lesson. So again, we'll just use what we got to produce a little bit of heavy modular frames for now. See if our power kicks off. And see how we do here. Really want to get my skates going on. I love the blades. Those are like my favorite thing because they allow me to run faster, and I do a lot of running from here, there, and everywhere. Okay, now that we put this box in, I can just go ahead and take the modular frames that I have. I'm just going to go ahead and feed those in. And remember, we have a backlog of everything except for the modular frames right now. But that's okay. We have a bunch of them. We had 100 of them. So it's going to go in, and it's going to make a bunch of those modular frames. Now, what do we need modular frames for? Well, we need modular frames to do our future upgrades over here as well in our hub. So we definitely want that to be running those heavy modular frames as much as it can. And we're trying to run as efficient as possible, meaning we're doing the minimum amount of stuff. Now, speaking of running efficient, we can go ahead and take all this out now. And we can take out our awesome sink. Don't need that there anymore. And that'll give us a little bit more power back. Now, we're going to need alternate fuel because we're going to need packaged fuel. And the industrial fluid buffer is awesome as well. But we're going to need 25 of our heavy modular frames to get that going on. Now, we could try to skip ahead. We could try to go up here, but then we're going to need a bunch of computers. We're going to need a bunch of stuff over here. But this isn't too bad, the jetpack. I mean, just get some fuel going on, you'll be fine. But really, the computers is the thing that's going to mess you up. The heavy modular frame's not as bad. You can let that run. You can have a giant backlog of all that stuff. And also the same thing with your plastic and rubber and all of that. We've got tons of that. But the computers is probably the toughest thing in there on this next tier. We have a lot of all of that except for the heavy modular frames. And I didn't make enough modular frames, so that's going to really kind of hurt me right this moment. But in the long run, I'll be fine. So let's just go ahead and say the next upgrade we want to do here. Let's just go this one. We're going to put whatever we got in there for now. We need more motors and a bunch of wire. Well, we know we got motors over here. We want to keep watching that thing in the upper right-hand corner, too. And when that's done doing those things into the space elevator, we'll then want to cut those modular frames and only run them to the heavy modular frames. And I could double up on it, triple on it, but then I would need more power. It's always a balance between more power and making more stuff, I find in the early game. And my goal is to basically use the minimum amount of power for the biggest return. And use the minimum amount of my time building stuff, again, for the maximum return. So we got all of those. We got our motors in there. And now we just need those heavy modular frames. And I could probably run those in as well. I could probably run those up above. And run those heavy modular frames over here somewhere. I'm going to put that right next to this, maybe? Yeah, maybe right here. Doing a lot of clipping in this playthrough. I don't like it. At least a little bit of clipping. But you can clip through stuff now. It's called soft clearance. You got hard clearance and soft clearance that you can do. And so way up on that one, and then right there. And so what it's going to do is bring those heavy modular frames to me. So I don't have to run over here and get them each time. They're already off and running. Not a lot of them, but it's got a few. They're off and running. And then over here, it's not even getting any more frames, so it's not going to have any more to feed in there. And then in here, it's eventually going to run out. But this goes really slow, everybody. It goes like 2 per minute. And this is one of the very few things that I suggest if you have lots of power to overclock this. The reason why you don't want to make a whole bunch of them is because, one, they're massive. 2, it takes a lot of splitting and doing all that stuff, where you just want to make more of them and you have enough power, you might as well just boost it, make it go faster, right? That's one of the things that I typically will do. Computers are easy soft for me, Zolfi. Are you trying to flex in my chat, bro? I've done computers before, everybody. Again, I've played through the game 40 times. I've played since the game came out. I've gotten it all work before, for sure. And we'll get all that going as well. I'm just saying at this particular part of the game, it's a little bit tougher. Later on, it gets easier, obviously. But in the beginning of the game, when you don't have a lot of resources, you don't have a lot of heavy modular frames, and you don't have a lot of power, it's going to be a bit more difficult. That's what I'm talking about. Not as in difficult, as in it's hard to do. It's just as in you don't have the resources yet or the power to be able to do it yet. But you can, by the way, in the very beginning of the game, before you even get into all of this, you can just go and build a massive ton of power. If you want to, you absolutely can. You just go make a massive bunch of coal plants. You can tap every single coal node in the game if you want. There's no right way to play the game. You play it however you want. If you want to run Spaghetti City all over the place, you go ahead. I like to get through the game, all the different tiers as quickly as possible. I like to build at the node typically, or in a central base like I'm doing. And then you'll see me start to build vertically. And then when I really have the fast stuff, then you'll see me scale to a huge scale where I'll be, running just a massive ton of everything, more than you'll ever need. And plus, I do have the power of time. So if I scale it up and I let it run, I could have 50 boxes of whatever I wanted. One time we did a playthrough, and we brought all the resources from down below, and we brought them through stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of boxes. So I just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, about 20 boxes high, and then we built the base up on the top. And then all the resources would snake their way up through those boxes, which means they would backlog in those boxes. So when you got to the top, you would literally have 20 boxes down below you of excess resources. And that's a lot of boxes, everybody, and that's a lot of resources. And I can do that again right now, and then just kind of come back next week, and I'd have 20 boxes of this and 20 boxes of that. But I felt like it was really excessive. It's really more than you need. It's more resources than we used in the entire game. Entire playthrough to go all the way through the thing. So Yeah, I feel like being efficient with your time is your most valuable resource. Right? Your time and the time in which you're waiting for stuff to get done. That's my most valuable resource anyway. All right, we got 10 of them done there. That's not too bad as a start. And again, we'll wait for this to done. It's getting real close now. 2369. We're getting there. Now, one of the smart things I can do right now is actually go ahead and make myself my own ones in here, modular frames. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of these real quick. What do we need? We need plates and stuff. So we're going to make a few extra of these on our own. And just make our own heavy modular frames. Since we need about 25 of them. Now, one of the funny things is you'll see that heavy modular frames will go up. It'll say 2, it'll say 3, 4, 5, and then it will start going 4, 3, 2, 1. You're like, whoa, what's going on? It's because you're burning up all your screws, because you need screws also for other stuff. So if you start to burn up those screws or burn up the other thing that it needs, like heavy modular frames, so you need screws. And you also, when you're making modular frames, you're going to be burning up some of the same resources that you would use. So in the case of making more screws here, you'll actually see the screws go down because what we're actually using up is the rods, because rods become screws. So you actually see the screws going down. That's what's going on right now. You can see the number next to the screws going down. But that's okay. I got boxes of screws. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. All right, we ran out of that stuff, so we'll go ahead and grab it. We got it just sitting around over here. Lots and lots of resources laying around. Oh, look at this. Boom, that's filling up nicely. How's our plastic looking? Looking good. All right. Let's go back over this way. How's our plates looking? We don't got any plates. Yeah, we got some plates on us there. Got that stuff. Let's go over here, get some more rods. Fill that up and put that back. And then we need some reinforced plates. We have a couple boxes of them over here. There we go. Nicely right by our hub. All right, we make 66 of them now. Let's go. There we go. You got the alt recipes good. Do you know that I never use alt recipes on the stream? Never do. You know why? Because people who are watching me stream may not have that recipe. That's why I never do. Though I have used them in the past before. When I first started playing, I did a bunch of alternate recipes, and I thought, wait a minute, not everyone's going to have the same recipe as me. So if I'm explaining something on how to do something, they may not have that recipe. So I don't use them at all. I use 0 of them. But I know how they work, and I know that they do work better than a lot of your base stuff, as well as one of the cool things about alternate recipes I found when I was using them is the fact that you can combine a lot of stuff in the same thing. So if all of it used steel, used a lot of steel stuff, you could put all of that stuff together where normally it would be separate because the recipes would not contain the same element. So you could go ahead and put that stuff together and start using alternate recipes that use basically 2, 3, 4 of the same resources. You just get a ton of those resources, and then you don't have to get all these other resources that you don't need anymore. I found that was pretty cool, that you could consolidate that all down, the actual overall structure of your factory where you only needed just a few various things. And then you could run them in there, convert them, less line runs, less machinery, less power needed. Very, very efficient and very awesome. Ran out of space. Let's just throw this away. Let's just do that. Ran out of the space. Back. Come on. There we go. It's a little finicky, everybody. Still in early access. Sometimes it's very, very finicky. All right. We got about 56 of them on us now. Another cool thing about this game is you can just set stuff up and you can walk away. Come back to it later. Like I'll get a bunch of resources sometimes in the very beginning. I'll just get a bunch of raw resources, start it going, and I'll go AFK. Come back 15, 20 minutes, boom, it's got it all converted. You're off and running. All right, let's go over here and see how it's doing on frames. I knew it was going to run out. There we go. Let's just put them directly into the machine. It's going to use 10 per minute. It's going to produce 2 per minute. That's 5 of them. That means it's going to produce, basically it's going to use 10, it's going to produce 10 total. So 10 per minute. It's got 50 of them. So it's going to basically use 10 in a minute. But basically what it's going to use is produce 10 to be used over here. And this is making 2 per minute, which means it's basically going to end up at 10. So we'll let that run over there. We'll kind of help that along a little bit while we're waiting for our thing to finish. Oh, so close. 24:32. Very, very close on our objective. And we'll run over here, and we'll see what else it put in the box for me. How many more now? Okay, 4. All right. We're at 14. Now, I could have just made it myself. Would have been probably faster in the long run. But I'll let it run over there for a little bit. We'll make whatever else we got left over here. Right there. And let's see. And again, we need more of those things. I mean, I should have backlogged a bunch of those. I should have backlogged a whole lot more of those, but I didn't. I forgot. But again, even if it's going at 2 per minute, if I let it go 24/7, 7 days a week, that's a lot of modular frames that are going to be sitting in there at the end of next week. A lot of modular frames and heavy modular frames. Now, I probably won't actually backlog that many modular frames because it's going to be using it for the heavy modular frames. But that's really what I need at this point anyway, is the heavy modular frames. And you just keep letting it rock. I'm just trying to get my alternate fuel unlocked at this point. How many away are we? We're about 9 away. By the time I create, say, 6 of those, it'll have 3 done, and then I'll have my 9. But I can actually create 9 right there, too. Oh, and there it went. I knew it was coming. We lost power. I knew it was coming. Let's make this real quick, and then we'll take a look and see what's going on with our power over here. Okay, let's find a pole. What happened? All right, it probably just maxed out because I can see that it's pretty close to that line. About 50 away. Let's pull it again, see what happens. Yeah, no, it's definitely having trouble there. All right, now what we can do is just go ahead and start cutting some stuff out of the process here. Like this one right here, we can go ahead and cut that out. We don't really need any more motors for right now. Let's see if that'll help us out. Nope, not enough. All right, motors off. What else do we want to do? We want to cut all this stuff off when it's done. It was so close to being done, too. I was hoping to get that done in time, but that's okay. We'll just flip these off. Or actually, we'll leave that one on. That one has a bunch in there. And we'll grab these out, turn that off. And turn this off. Later on, you got big power switches, which was my suggestion, by the way. And I'm sure a whole bunch of other people. Where you have a power switch, you can turn a whole side of your factory off or multiple sides. Incredibly useful when you're hurting on power. There we go. See, and I usually find it's, 1 or 2 things, whatever you were last tinkering with, is the thing that's causing that to hit that peak. So we just take a few things out that we don't really need right this second. And we good. Back off and running it goes. See if we can get these 25 done here. Where'd you go? Right there. All right, more of that stuff. Get some more of them pipes. It is a lot easier. It sure is. But again, I don't use alternate recipes. I'll probably use it on release though. I'll probably do a playthrough of the game with non-recipes, and then I'll come back and then I'll really like go all out when it comes out on release, and then do alternate recipes as well. I don't need everything to be easy. I just need it to be fun. That's all I care about. But I do like to find the most efficient ways to do things. That's also very fun. All right. Let's see, what else are we missing here? More of them frames. More of them frames there. Why won't it let me do it? That's weird. Says I can do one. Click out, click back. It's busted. I thought I grabbed all those out of there. Oh, no, I left the ones in the end so that one can finish. That's right. That's right. I let that one in there to finish. This one, I didn't grab. Yeah. Okie dokie. So close. Let's see how many are in the box over here. How many we got? 7. All right. What does that put us at? 31. All right. We're good. Again, our goal is just to, you know, keep fast forwarding through all the different tiers. And there is our alternate thing. Now remember, I only started this a couple weeks ago.
Fluids can now be packaged to allow for transportation via vehicle and conveyor belts. Additionally, highly improved biofuel can now be produced.
And I only play 1 day a week, or 1 night a week. So basically I played for 2 nights, or 2 or 3 nights, I think. I can't remember. We've already gotten this far in the game, milestone-wise. Now, I actually can go faster if I wanted to on physical time. But again, I kind of try to find a balance between having fun playing and then also progressing at a quick pace. So there we go. We got all that going. Yeah, we'll be able to unlock our pipe engineering. We'll be able to unlock maybe our monorails there. We'll definitely be able to unlock this infrastructure, and we'll be able to get our better belts. One of the cool things about getting these Mark IV belts is they absolutely jam. They're 480, which is basically a little less than double of the level 3s, which is basically means you can, instead of running 2 lines, you can run 1 line and just go in there and run it. One of the first things I will do is I'll overclock my pure coal node, and then I will run that at 480. So basically it'll double up on my ability to produce coal and run coal and do all of that. And we'll backlog a bunch of stuff that we're going to need for those next level conveyor belts as well. We will make a lot of those resources. Okay. And again, we'll let that run. Everything's piping away. I think we're good. Okay, we got that next upgrade. We're almost done with our versatile framework over here. I wonder if I have a few of those just laying around. I would think so. I would think I'd probably have some of those sitting in a box. Or maybe I fed them in there. Maybe I fed them in there. I don't see I have any extras. Usually I'd have them in one of these boxes, kind of like I do here with the smart plating. You're running 18 coal gens? Awesome! Yeah, I'm going to get about 160 of them going at some point. Again. Which will be real fun. By the way, if you guys want to see that, you can check out all of that stuff, including a lot of my mega builds over on my YouTube channel. I have literally thousands of videos up there. Not kidding. Thousands of videos, and some of them are full streams, or at least a good portion of them are full streams, meaning some of them are 5, 8, 10, 12, 20 hours long. A lot of stuff. And you can see me play through multiple times here in Satisfactory. As different updates come out, I will explore what's new in those updates, and I usually do a full another playthrough. And in this case, we did a playthrough of solo game in the experimental early access version of Update 6. That was pretty rough. And then we're now in the early access version, playing on the mega server. We're really playing solo, but we're using the server to produce lots and lots of resources. All right, this is waiting for modular frames over here. I'm just going to give it the ones that I have. And that's good. And again, we just need those last few things, and then we're going to divert these modular frames over. I feel like doubling up on these modular frames too. We are riding that edge. Might be able to get away with another modular frame though, because that one's not too bad. Let's go see. Because we have a backlog of all of the stuff that makes the modular frames. We just don't have a backlog of modular frames. Like we go over here and look in here, we've got boxes and boxes of this. And then we look over here, we got boxes and boxes of that. So what we can do is just basically make another one of these. And we'll try to put it the right direction. I don't know why it doesn't pick up the orientation when you pick it up. Because I hit middle mouse button to pick it up. Oh, God.
Comply.
Getting creepy in here. Gonna get creepy. Let's put that.
Picking up multiple fix-it personnel in the area. Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
I feel like we want to go like this with this one.
Harvest.
All right, too creepy. Muting her. All right. Let's go ahead and fix this real quick. We'll get both of these going. Yeah, these are not lined up to these boxes, or the boxes are not lined up to those. Now I'm gonna take these out. Those are not properly lined up. Let's do this too. Let's just split it right out the gate. We're gonna go ahead and do a lifted split here. Right there. One out of there. And then this one we'll just do at the ground level. All right, that one into there. This one out of there. That's already going into there, though you should always put your lifter in again. That should always be the last thing you put in when you're connecting it, because these things are iffy at best. All right, and then we'll go ahead and put our production back in. Put our assembler up a little bit. We'll take all this out as well. We'll split these back out. We got a power pole in the way. Lifter floating up there. All right, so that's going to come out. Let's run that. That's not lined up again. Let's take this out again. There we go. All right, assembler. There we go. And then this one, we can just go like that. Not lined up on that one. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We could do that. Get a little tricky here. That into there. All right. Doesn't really matter what we do. We got plenty of space. We can do whatever we want. I can run that right through there, though I hate doing that. Oh, well. And then this. Do a little loop-de-loop up into there. All right, good enough. Let's go ahead and run our power lines. Let's go ahead and run a nice center line merger here. Go ahead and run a couple boxes. And then this one's turning back the other way. Connect this to the back. Run that into there, and this over to there. And that into there. Tell these things what to do. Modular frames. Modular frames. Yeah, I don't know. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Okay, let's just do this. A little bit further out. Nope. That's not going to happen. All right, good enough. Again, this is not a permanent thing. We're just getting that fired up. Getting that fired up. All right, we don't have any power there. Where do we get this power from? Way back here. Okay, there we go. Because again, we have an excess amount of raw resources. We just need to get the actual modular frames going. So now we're producing 4 modular frames instead of 2. And our versatile framework thing is done. All right. Now we turn our sound back on. Now that we're getting away from Creepy Yada over there trying to tell me to get the thing. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. And you can't make me. All right. Then we're going to get rid of this mess over here. Like that. Take this out. Take that out. And we'll run that over there. Too steep. No worries. We'll do that. Now it's going to make a whole lot more, and we'll. You always want to wait for it to make sure that you didn't make a mistake. Like it looks like it's not connected over there. I can see that it's not connected. Let's go reconnect it over on this side. Nope. Doing something. Oh, I upgraded the belt speed. That's what I did. Just a little too far there. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Little by little. They're going. All right. Going down there, across to there. Little by little, everybody. Just trying to get getting stuff going on. There we go. All right. So now we got this completely automated. And we will use the ultimate power of time to let it run. And then as this stuff goes ahead and fills up, it'll actually stop. It'll turn off all of that other production so we don't have to worry about it running out of power. And it will just keep going and going and going. And there we go. It's feeding some in there. And there it goes. It's making some. And that'll probably, since it's 10 per minute, we're producing 4 per minute. It definitely will not, it will not be backlogging too much modular frames, but we will have a massive amount of heavy modular frames by next week. And again, because I only play it 1 day a week, I just let it run for a week on the server. I come back, boom, boxes and boxes full of sweet loot. Now, it would be nice to get our computers going too, or at least get our power upgrades going. That would be awesome. We could try to get that fired up. One of the things I wish they would add to the game is the ability just to press a button, and anything that's already in there, it would take the stuff that's already in here and put it in there, put it in there automatically. That would be awesome, like games like 7 Days to Die and other great games that have that ability to know what's already in there and then put whatever's like the thing in the thing, which would be nice. All right, let's go ahead and do some more coal power while we're waiting for all of our stuff to run. Or actually, we can pick our next upgrade too while we're at it before we're over here. Let's do that first. Okay, next upgrade, not that. I don't use those gas masks all that much. Is going to be, let's see. Where was it? Oh, up here. That's got computers in it. We'll come back to that. Jetpack, no. Computers. So yeah, we could upgrade our pipes. Probably do either pipes next. Guess we could do jetpack. End up making fuel anyway. We'll just do pipes next, because this way we can run a ton of water and get into that. Let's just put in there what we got for now, and let's go over here. Grab what we got in there. Whoa, a lot of that in there. And then over here, definitely a lot of that in there as well. Drop it in, drop it in. This is a matter of grabbing the resources and pumping them in there. Put all of those in our inventory. And put all of those in there. All right, now we just need the heavy modular frames, which are going to run out a little bit quicker now. And pump those into there. Now, once you put those in there, by the way, you can't take them back out again. I've tried. Where you try to take them back out, shift, unless there's some magic way they've changed it to. Once you put them in, they're in. Of course, you could switch to another objective and try that. That's a tricky way. Let's see. Well, that's it. And I'd like to get computers going, but again, we probably don't have enough power. I'm probably going to head out a little bit early today because I haven't gotten any rest in all week. So we'll get that going. I think our power is good. Because one of the things that happens when I pick stuff up out of the boxes is the fact that it spins that line of power back up again. And since I'm not going to be taking anything out of the boxes, what's going to happen is those boxes are going to fill up and my actual power usage is going to go down overall as it maxes out each of those things. So I might be able to put the motors back in the line because now that some of that other stuff is maxed out. Let's go ahead and put it back in. And let's see how far it goes up toward the line. Yeah, this way I'll have a ton of motors next time too. I like to backlog a ton of resources. This way I'm ready for the next thing. Yeah, it's peaking up there. Because when I start that up, it's also going to start up all the other lines that go along with it. And you're going to see it start to peak there. Right now, 650 out of 750. And then this one over here is peaking even more. 656. See how it's just slowly going up and up and up. 685. And see, it's just going up and down because it's turning more and more machines on right now to keep that line going. It might be fine. We'll let it rock. And I think I'll probably do coal next time too. And I'll check in on this and make sure it is running all week long. And you really just want to find a balance between what you're producing and the end result. And all of this stuff will stop too when it's filled. The remaining bit that I used up right there. Yeah, this is almost filled right there too. This one's got a long way to go. That one's also being diverted out of there as well. I think we good on all of that. Yeah, I think that's a good stopping point right there. And then if we did it right, we should come back next time and we should have literally hundreds of heavy modular frames. Maybe even thousands. If it doesn't stop. Yeah, we got 2 right now. Let's see if any more come through. Before you log out, by the way, if you are going to let stuff run for a really long time, I would go around and check that everything is working well. Like right there, that just brought 3 in. Make sure that those are being produced. Same thing over here on my plastic. I'd look to see if that number goes up. Yep, that went to 90. Same thing on rubber. That's also 90. That's wild. Same number. There we go, 92. And again, we'll check our frames over here. Looking good. Stuff over there looking good. And another peek at our power. Oh man, we riding that line now. We riding it. Makes me want to work on that coal power. Well, I could also work on oil power. There's our fluid. We could work directly on our oil power and get that going as well. We can get one of those going. We would. That would be more than enough to let it run. We still got a bunch of exploring to do and all of that stuff as well. Lots and lots of stuff to do. So what are we trying to do? Pipeline engineering. Well, we could be working on this one and try to get 100 computers going on. And we have enough resources to do our computers here. I think we'll just save that for next time. We need 100, which means it's going to be 10. 10 of those things. All right. Or we can just go like this. Type computers. We're going to attempt to try to type it anyway. There we go. Computers. So yeah, it needs 10 each. So we need 1,000 circuit boards. And then if we need 1,000 circuit boards, we can just say circuit boards. And we're going to need 4 plastic and 2 of our sheets, copper sheets, per thing. Yeah, we could just backlog that all week, then come back next time and just pipe all that in there, and it would make a massive ton of circuit boards. And then we can take them circuit boards and we can just let that run all next week, and we have tons and tons of computers as well. Yeah, or we could get it running now, but we would need more power to do that anyway. All right, we'll leave that till next week. We're good. So again, this is just going to keep running and running and running. And again, we'll look at our power. Power seems to have a good gap there where I don't think it's going to peak. But we're going to go ahead and save, or we don't need to save. We're just going to go out to the main menu. We're going to go to my office, and then we're going to head on out of here, everybody. Let's go. We got to press all the right buttons. There we go. All right, welcome to my office, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 caps for crushing it. How do we do on those retweets? Let's take a look. Let's say, you know what? I'm going to give them to you. Here you go, 1,000 for the retweets as well. Crushing that. Now, again, if you guys do want to know my schedule, I stream Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. and at 10 p.m. That's 2 streams a day. You can see there's Satisfactory there on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be back playing some 76 at 1 p.m. We'll play some Fallout Shelter. Then we're actually going to be playing some Grounded, sponsored stream from them. I appreciate them sending me a code to check it out. And then we're going to play some Fallout 76 Night Crew. And then on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to play some Raft, my crew. That's really fun, everybody. We're doing a big mega playthrough of Raft. And then we might actually move Grounded over, and then we'll play Grounded together once we've kind of mega played out Raft there. If you guys want to join me for some Grounded, let me know, and we will potentially switch that in. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that is that, everybody. Now, if you want to help support the stream, best thing to do is take a moment right now, pop on over to the YouTube channel, over the Twitter, go to youtube.com/KismetBP, hit subscribe. Pop on over to twitter.com/KismetBP and hit follow. And you're like, Kismet, why do you have the BP at the end? Well, one, it's after my longtime gaming guild, the Kismet Blood Pledge, which is what they call guilds way back in 20 years ago in Lineage. So you can go show some love over there, and they won't give me the Kismet name. They say it's too generic, but they gave Ninja his name, didn't they? I feel discriminated against. But there you go. So go show some love over there. Now, I do have some names that are mine. Of course, you go to discord.gg/Kismet. You can check it out over there. Or even easier, all the links are right there in the chat. You click the links, you pop on over there, you're good. You can also check out my entire stream, all my studio equipment, behind the scenes, and all that other cool stuff over on my website, kismet.gg. As well as you go ahead and become a patron of my stream over on Patreon at patreon.com/Kismet. And again, that's the best place to support the stream. That means that 95% of your support goes right to the creator. In my case, I just put it all right back in the stream in form of giveaways and other fun things like that. That's a much better way to help support as opposed to Twitch, which takes half and then leaves half for the creator. That's a big chunk, everybody. It's hard to keep a stream going, especially a small stream like mine, and especially because I do massive giveaways as well. But it's hard to keep it going with that kind of ratio. But I appreciate them making me a partner, so I appreciate that as well. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the Kismet Love Train. We're just going to peace out, but let's show some love to those peeps to help support the stream today. Well, thank you, Brando. Thank you for that. Have a good night. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some more Kids Caps. 1,000, 2,000 Kids Caps right there in the chat. And again, thanks to all my patrons right down below there. And again, if you want to get behind the scenes, if you want to see videos in early access, if you want to see a bunch of other cool stuff that does roll out to my Patreon, you want to become a patron over there because you do get no ads on highlights and guides. You get to see them first. You get to see all the stuff that I roll out ahead of time. And you can also give feedback and suggestions to the stream as well. So consider showing some love over there. And then you'd have your name right down there at the bottom of every single stream and at the bottom of the end of every stream and the bottom of the end or at the end of every single video. You get the idea. Now, we're going to roll the Kismet Love Train out of here. I do appreciate everybody came in, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow, and drop some donations there. Rotisserie G, appreciate that as well. Now, again, I'm getting a bit tired, everybody. I haven't had good sleep in about a week, so I'm going to go a little bit early here, rest up, and I'll be back at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate each and every one of you. Bye, everybody.
Hi, this is Norbert. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Help support more videos just like this one and keep the Kismet Love Train a-going by dropping by my Patreon and showing your support. Big thanks going out to Resident Spike, Rotisserie G, JC Hunter, AMZ, Carlos, Jeremiah, the Notorious TDK, and Scriplin. Click to watch more videos, and I'll see you next time.